Courtney. And so
Okay.
just know that.
Okay.
Okay. And so I want you to put your own boundaries in place that make sure you protect your own heart, because I don't want you getting pulled out because someone's asking you for money and you're going to say no. And it's a hard no. Okay.
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 I'm going to let you go, my friend.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
With love. We got Pamela in Florida. Pamela, hello.
Hello. Hello, Bernie.
Oh,
Now, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm happy we connected. Now, we have a few minutes, so where would you like me to focus?
Um, on finances and my spirituality, where I'm at spiritually.
Okay. I love you connected wealth and spirituality, and this is why. Because I want you, it's like your health is your wealth. Well, your spirituality is your wealth. Money, I'm not talking money. I'm talking about that life force, that energy. So we're going to talk about that. What's the day and month of your birthday?
July 1st, I'm a
Ooh, you're a
Cancer.
little Cancerian. Well, let's explore that just for a quick second. So my little crab, you right now, you have um, a whole bunch of stuff going on in your house of commitments. I'm going to tell you, people might let you down, job situations, scenarios you thought might have been one way, I feel like could let you down a bit. Like you might have put effort in, you might have been trying to put effort in there, and it just feels like it's not. And you're going to have a bit of a turnaround. I feel like it could come through like classes or like a training, and that you wind up, when you talk about your spirituality, I feel like anything in energy movement, like anything you can do with massage therapy, Reiki, touch, theta healing, moving energy, that you would have a very physical presence with your spirituality, your energy, that maybe you would even be able to read someone's, heart, or you could read someone's physical energy and help them move it. So I feel like there's a lot of sort of grounding force for you in that you might have things opened up in strange opportunities, because um, my little crab, you would be someone who would wind up being able to work your way up in it. Like you come with physical learning, so everything you do, you'll physically kind of learn it, and
Right.
and then you become it. Just like a little crab can change homes, it can change its shell. I feel like you can change careers, and you go into it with a sense of, I already have these kinds of natural skills and talents. You're a natural. See, if I looked at 7/1, July 1st, together is 8. 8 in tarot is strength. That's your karma. And strength is this golden haired woman who tames lions. And so you have the ability to soothe the savage beast in people, to bring peace, to bring calm them. And you calm them through helping them logically organize their lives. And you're good at helping, rest assured, create security. People feel secure for some reason around your energy because you're good at helping manage logistics, helping manage things so they happen. And you're going to use those skills. When I think of your spirituality and your finances, is that maybe you can help people um, find their pathways, manage their lives better, manage like coaching, mentoring, guiding, training, human resources, helping manage, like them manage themselves. There's something really good for you around that. And in
Okay.
terms of your finance, and this is even over the next 3 or 4 months, these opportunities seem to pop up. And now, if I talked about finances, there's something really important around making commitments to consolidating loans, equity, savings. Like it's about discipline and getting really planned out with your money. It's almost because you're going to make that money last longer by being very specific about how you manage it. And then I feel like you're going to be able to start to step more from work to that spiritual part. Like I feel like one is actually tied to the other in a big way, because Cancerians are stepping into a new world. The last 20 years you've had, and especially the last four, almost 5 years, you've had 7 celestial bodies the last 5 years opposing you. So everything you would have, even with good intent, tried to put in place would have been hard. Like everything would have been ample work around it. But because you're a little crab, you're really good at managing some of these details. But you guys are a little bit depleted and you need some new inspiration, some new juju, some new, because maybe you're bored managing, maybe you're bored of the same, or maybe you're like, I need a change, I need a change. And crabs don't take this lightly. And I feel like your birthday coming up is going to be very key, because it's the first birthday you've had in 20 years without Pluto smack dab opposing you. And Pluto and those power struggles. So it's going to be like you have open reign, or things become much easier to step out independently, step out on your own, step out around your work in some way. And it could even be launching from where you are. But right now is the planning
Okay.
stage. So it feels like it's a big grindy, like you would have to put in all the details, or you'd have to put in all the work. But I do think if you do that, you've got some more independence with your work. Projects you're working on are really taking off and blooming. I feel like you've also got some good women around you. There's a woman right around you who seems to be a good friend. She's a good, she's going to be very integral, maybe to some of your plans. Maybe she's taking you on your spiritual journey as well. But I feel like you have this woman that shows up around you, kind of opposite of you. Like she could maybe be an energy that could pull you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but she seems to show up, and you're really happy with this person who's, when you talk about your spirituality, your work, where it's going, you have a very strong woman who's helpful too there. I think you're going to be able to work independently from near your home where you live, and work independently, and your money is coming through all of these efforts you're putting into, I feel like endeavors. I keep adding an S to it. Like there could be more than one, or one source of work. I don't know if that made sense. That sounds kind of crazy, but
Okay.
your work looking good. Building that looks good. There's something about some travel coming up for you very shortly as well. You have things that could be a day trip, and then some plane tickets within 5 months. Like you might have a driving trip, a day trip from wherever you live. And then there could be something that could take you to like Nashville or another state in the eastern seaboard, more north from where you are. And that seems to be coming up even in the next 5 months. It could be like May, something that would bring you more north, which looks good. No one's crying about that. I feel like that feels very positive. I feel like if I'm going to give you one cautionary thing, I do keep getting the sense that you're going to leave one career completely, or one job completely, to go into the other. And I got to say that I feel like it's a big identity change for you. And I feel like the process has already just kind of started. And in 2 years from now, your birthday in 2025, you're fully in this new direction. But I feel like maybe you'll end one career idea, like a past idea, work thing that you're just like, nope. And then you're going into something that I feel like really good for you, really authentic to you. And then the final piece is your home. There's something about some changes with your home, working on your home. That could be renovations, and there's something really amping up over this next 10 months to a year around your house that feels very positive. But it's the physical environment of your house changing.
Wow.
Feels good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's all I can.
Sounds awesome.
Well,
Thank
thank you, my
you.
girl. Thank you for picking me as your psychic, and we'll chat again one day.
Thank you very
And-
much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, my beautiful friend. Well, and thank you to everybody for tuning in to Psychic Tuesday with Sweet Bee. I'll be back again next week, and we're definitely going to talk. I'm going to introduce you to different readings every week, and you can tune in and enjoy some of that. If you like my style of reading, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. I have podcasts there. I'm here every Tuesday for Psychic Tuesday. And if you want to book an appointment with me, you can also do it through my website at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And we'll talk to you in 7 days.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Oh, beautiful. I love it. Just before I come on, that our producer, Dave, is hilarious. Gets the whole night going, such good energy. So anyhow, welcome, guys. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. This is your mini medium on the A1R Psychic Radio and the beautiful Moonstruck TV. I am just sitting here. I'm actually shuffling my little affirmation cards to pull for today, but some fun things happening tonight, and I'm so excited to be a part of. So, as usual, tonight we'll be doing connections as we always do. The connections and the veil between us and the spiritual realm has been very thin and still continues to be. So, messages have been just incredible. The intuition, all of it has just been flowing so beautifully. So I can't wait for tonight, of course, for my show here coming. But more importantly, I'm so excited to be a part of a wonderful lady's also a podcast on A1R. Her name is Carmel Ann. You may have heard of her with Soulfully Guided. And she is just a ball of just, she's so fun. She's got fun energy. And I have a feeling that if her and I ever got together, which we're about to tonight, that it would be a lot, but it would be a lot of goodness. And her and I just, we've never met in person. She's in Australia. I'm here in the US. But I just feel like I've known her for a long time. It's a really cool feeling. So, anyhow, so tonight on Soulfully Guided, at here it'll be in a couple hours. So her show is at let's see, what is it? Help me out, Dave. What is her time? Well, 7:45 Mountain Time, so 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific. So thanks, Dave. My producer's amazing. So yes, it's going to be incredible connections on her show tonight. And what we're actually going to be talking about, she's got a really cool idea about how psychic children and how you know, if you've had special gifts or abilities and growing up with those as a child, I can't wait to share my story, and I hope that it helps others who, either are parents or, grandparents or sisters, brothers, whatever may be, aunts, uncles, older generations that are starting to notice that the younger generation are, whether it's their child or whatnot, have these abilities and these gifts, such as I do, and like Carmelan and many other gifted readers on A1R. And I'll tell you, I can't wait. I don't want to tell you too much, but I can't wait to share my story. She's going to help me on another week, so this week and next week, because her show's 15 minutes, and I'll tell you, between her and I, we need like 2 hours. So it'll be fun. I cannot wait to meet her and share with you all my growing up history about with my abilities as a child. So stay tuned for that. That'll be here, like I said, in about an hour and 40-ish minutes. So I can't wait to do that. And then shortly after, it's just all flowing so beautifully. So shortly after her show, then at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, and is also, let's see, what is 7 Pacific and 9 Central. I'm getting it down. I'm getting it. And apologies for those that are in different countries. I have a hard time keeping track of my own time zones in the US, so bear with me. But at that time, at 8 o'clock, I will be doing my free readings on Mini Medium on Facebook. So hop on my Facebook page, Mini Medium, and at about 8 o'clock, I'll be on and just giving away free readings for a couple hours. So, but yes, it's beautiful. Thanks, Dave. I love when they help me behind scenes. Beautiful. So, always keeping us on our toes and keeping us on a straight. That's how it goes. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the affirmation card for today. And then, of course, we'll take our first caller. Let's see here. Let me count these out. I apologize. Like I said, I thought that I would get a minute to do this, but life is crazy. So, we just go with it, right? Okay. So, 15. Um, so just kind of throwing it out there too, as many of you know, I pick up on numbers, and the number that I have been drawn to today has been the number 38, which the number 38 for me would be like the age of 38. This would be March 8th. This can also be, sometimes it's March and August. So if there's a connection with the number 38, usually, if not always, as I take calls or even on tonight's free readings at 8 o'clock on Mini Medium, that 38 will connect with somebody. So this is like, they passed at the age of 38. You were 38 when someone passed. They would have been 38, March 8th. This is how the numbers come in, and the intuition and the beautiful gifts start to flow. So keep that number in mind. And with that said, let's hear what I read this just as I'm laughing because I literally just told someone this today. How ironic! But so the affirmation for this week for everybody is today I dare to do something differently. So my motto has always been do something every day that scares you just a little bit, right? Steps you out of your comfort zone and gets you to, find, you know, your purpose or to, if you have phobia of talking to people, maybe just smile at someone, or say hello to a stranger, these kinds of little baby steps will definitely just bring so many beautiful blessings your way and just things. I would say the universe um, is incredible, and I've had some incredible connections that have just blown me away lately. And so had I not stepped out of my comfort zone, had I not dared to do something differently, I would not have been able to be here today and sharing my gifts, my abilities. I would not have been able to quit my corporate job that I had to be able to really trust in my gifts. And I feel so blessed. So please trust me when I tell you that just stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something little that just makes you a little bit nervous, kind of scares you in a good way, in a very positive, don't break the law kind of way, then yes, please do so. Um, all right. Well, I've got so much that I want to share tonight and with my gifts. And so I'm going to take my first caller and I apologize. Thank you, Dave. You're amazing. Christina in Baltimore, Maryland. Hi, Christina. This is the medium. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Um, I am excited to meet you. And actually, when I saw you were from Maryland, that's the area that when I start my little tour next year, I'm looking at going into that area. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So watch for me.
I
Watch for me to head to
will.
the East Coast. Yeah, I can't wait to come that way. I hear it's beautiful in the fall um, up in that area. So I've never been to the East Coast, so it's exciting. But all right, my friend, how can I help you tonight?
I was just here to just get anything you have for me. Love life,
Mm,
financial.
Okay,
Anything.
so just kind of a general rating of whatever I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you got it, hon. Okay, um, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull a couple cards for you. I when I do my readings, I use tarot cards, but I use them as just a guide or a tool. But what I love is the cards will give you, as the sitter, a visual validation of what my gifts are giving me. So it just gives you just more of that proof, if you will. So um, I'm going to pull a couple cards in and see what I'm drawn to. Now, I always ask my callers if they're drawn to the numbers that I'm seeing. And today I've been drawn to the number 38. Um, in that, the way I connect with that would be like the age of 38, um, March 8th, can be the month of March and the month of August. So, with that said, do you connect with that number at this moment?
Say it again. Do I do what?
To the number 38, do you connect with that number? So like the age of
Yeah.
38 or March 8th,
Not March
you do.
8th, but March 7th.
Okay. How do you connect with that number, hun?
It's my son's birthday.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. I love that. Okay. And so that can be a little connection. I think a little bit off there, seeing the 38, but let me ask you too. I just got another number that just popped up. Do you connect with the number 24? So 24, the age of 24 or the 24th of a month?
Yes, the 24th of a month. Yeah, it's September 24th.
Okay. And how do you connect with that number, hun?
That's my marriage anniversary.
Say that again, hun. What anniversary?
My marriage
Oh, your marriage anniversary. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, beautiful. If anything, the numbers that come up, we're just validating the beautiful psychic connection that we have together. So you were married on Christmas Eve. Is that what you said? December 24th?
No, September.
Oh, September. I thought, my goodness, girl, how do you do Christmas and anniversary? That's
Yeah,
a
it was
lot.
September. Yes, that would have
September.
been too much.
It gotcha, hun. Okay. Okay. So that would have okay. Um, and okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, you've got some amazing energy coming in already. So now, let me just ask you really briefly the who you were married to, that anniversary connected with. Are they still here living, or have they passed?
They're still here.
They're still here. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, hun. All right. I'm asking only because you have a very, I also have the ability for mediumship. And I have a younger male that is here with me, and I'm not sure that has passed away. I'm not sure if he is here to connect with you or my next caller. But I'll see if I get any more validation of who he is. So I just want to make sure that I wasn't connecting with your previous, husband or whatnot. But okay. All right, my friends. So let me tell you, I'm going to show the cards on the camera. And then if you go back and watch on YouTube on Moonstruck TV, or you can also go to my Facebook page, I'll post this, or the A1R's Facebook page. The card that you pulled, one of the cards, is this Knight of Cups card. And I'll kind of show that on the camera here. And I'll kind of explain a little bit. It's this very like romantic guy, and he's sitting there holding a dozen roses, and then this white stallion is there, and it's just that very romantic card, if you will, and can very well be connected to relationships with you. Now, the other card you pulled, it's the Death and Rebirth, and I don't want that to scare you in any way. It's a beautiful card. Now, it came out of the deck upside down, so in tarot, when the card is reversed, this is connecting to your shadow work. And your shadow work is just, it's the things that you're working on, or the things you know you need to work on, to just try to live your happiest and healthiest, best life. So I'm going to tell you, my friend, we're going to talk marriage or relationships. Let's talk love. How's that? Let's see what's
Right.
going on in the love life. Because if this is not here's your sign, I don't know what else is. So um, now, if you are in a relationship right now, Christina, I'm not feeling, I'm just not feeling it. So are you dating, or are you in a committed relationship at the moment?
I'm married, but we're going through a separation right now.
Okay. Okay, hun. Well, that would be why. Which I know it sounds kind of weird to say, but I'm happy to hear you say that, only because if I tell you I'm not seeing a relationship, and you tell me you're married to your high school sweetheart and he's your soulmate, and then I would say, all right, Christina, we got to talk. But so just validating the disconnect, and I'm sorry you're going through, this separation. Um, it definitely is the heaviest energy sitting on you right now. So that's why I feel like we're connecting with it. So um, just to kind of, I know I've got another caller waiting, but I want to tell you, relationship wise, some things I wanted to that I see. Um, Coming here, so I'm going to tap into premonition, clairvoyancy. Please keep in mind, right about, let's see, right about the month of March into April of next year, is really where I feel like you start to find some calmness when it comes to, the relationship and how that's going. The death and rebirth card is the death of the marriage and a rebirth of a new one, or a rebirth of a new energy, a new beginning. Um, I really feel like, as I see that March, April time next year, I really feel like that's where you're able to move forward and have that rebirth. Does that make sense?
It does. It really does.
Good, good, hun. And you deserve it. I'll tell you, you know, these are so short, I know, and I have another caller, but I want to tell you, if you are up tonight here in 2 hours, and I know you're on the East Coast, so it's already 8 o'clock, but if you're up at 10 o'clock on my Facebook page, Mini Medium, I would love to have you hop on. Let me know who you are. 'Cause there's some more stuff I need to tell you. Um, if you cannot join, then I do have an email. You can email me, and it's readings at minimedium.com. And all of that can be posted to my page on Mini Medium on Facebook. But what I want to tell you is next year is really going to be a year of a rebirth for you, where you're now going to be able to start to um, really connect with your true purpose and for you to really start to find your person. I don't call it soulmate, by the way, I call it your person. Um,
Okay.
because this relationship that you've been in, the marriage, you know, has taught you many things. But one thing that I would love to see you do is to teach you to start putting yourself first. So just be prepared, my friend. Next year is going to be a very spiritual awakening type of year. Okay.
What about the young guy that came to you? Because my oldest son, father passed away on my birthday, and I always wondered,
Oh,
would he ever come to me and have anything to say?
oh my gosh. Okay. All right, hun. Will you be up in a couple hours? Can you hop on my page? And I would love to try to channel him for you.
I will do that for you. I will.
Okay, hun. Okay. So go to Mini
Thank you.
Medium on Facebook. Yep. And watch for my live. Let me know who you are and we'll continue this. Okay, hun. That's exciting.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Okay, hun. We'll see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. I want to catch my next caller. And I missed the name. See, this is my brain. Jessica. Hi, Jessica from New York. This is Mini Medium. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing okay. I'm very excited now. I was like
Oh,
patiently waiting
good.
by the phone.
Well, good.
I
Well,
almost
let's
had
get it.
technical difficulty and I was getting panicked like it wasn't going to work, and then it worked, thank God.
Oh, good. Well, I love it. I always say everything happens for a reason, and the universe put us together tonight and made it work. So, how can I help you tonight, hun?
Um, I am struggling big time. I'm really stressed out, and I've been like praying every day for to my special guardian angels I have, and for a miracle and just for things to get better and work out because I've been struggling so bad, and it has a lot to do with like anxiety and depression and past trauma, and then just like current health issues and stuff going on. So I've been like trying to stay as strong and everything as I can, but I'm like trying to keep positive, if I'm wording it right, or if it makes sense. But I'm trying my
Yeah,
best,
yeah.
and I'm just
Well,
getting
I'll tell you,
so stressed.
what was that? I'm sorry.
No, I said it's just a little stress, but I always like I do feel that there's people watching out for me, and so
Yeah,
I'm always
for
like
sure.
praying. I'm a big believer.
Yeah. No, I completely understand it. And I'll tell you, my friend, you are within, I would say, the norm right now. A lot of people have really, I do about 15, 20 readings a week. And when I meet people, this year has been a tough year for people. A lot of people. It's been a year of a lot of trials and challenges and losses, and I sit back and I think, well, why? Because everything happens for a reason. Everything
Yeah,
happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. And one thing I'm a firm believer to, Jessica, is when you can, um, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a light switch. It's not like you wake up one day and you're able to do this. But when you can start to look at things in, a more positive way or optimistic way, even the crappy stuff, even the things that you're thinking, well, how can I possibly look at the good in this or the silver lining? Um, when you can start to put that energy out into the universe doesn't know any different. She just thinks, okay, well, Jessica's sending me this energy. It must be something that she loves to give. So I'm going to give it back tenfold, which means twice as much. So when people
Yeah, and
get
that's
in
what
that,
I've been trying to do. I've been like trying
yeah,
my best to do
yeah,
this every day, and it's this year definitely has been one of my hardest years in a long time, and it's I've been like having bad panic attacks, and it's been hard, and I'm trying to like stay as strong as humanly possible, and every day be as positive as I can. But
yeah.
there's days that it's really hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, and not that not that it probably doesn't make it any better, but I do want you to know that it's this year. It's what has been happening, and it's happening for a reason. I truly feel that we've had a lot of things this year that have been very difficult because I feel the universe or God or whoever you feel is preparing us. I say us because many, including myself, have had some difficult things this year. It's preparing us for what's to come next year. The universe will send you all these tests and wants to see, okay, well, how is Jessica going to respond and react to these tests you know, or obstacles or whatever you want to call them. And then if the universe goes, okay, she did good, she handled this well, then what happens is the universe comes out and says, okay, I'm going to reward you for passing these tests. And I'll tell you, I am not one to just tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. So I pulled a couple cards here, and you pulled, and I'll show on camera for those who want to watch, and you go back and watch as well. But so I pulled this one card for you, this Queen of Wands, and this Queen of Wands card came out of the deck right side up. And then the second card I pulled for you is the Six of Wands. Now that card did come out reversed. So the reversed card is connecting with your shadow work. So the things that you really need to work on, just so you can personally have and live your best life and be the best version of yourself. So what I think is really just amazing, the fact that you pulled these two wands. Now, a wand in tarot is like having, I would say it's like having a fairy godmother wand, and you're able to kind of wave that wand and you're able to get what you want, when you want, and how you want it. Doesn't that sound amazing? I always say, where's my wand? Show me my wand. um, so here is such a beautiful sign of you, especially into next year, my friend. Here in the next, yep, about 4 months. I keep getting about 4 months. So that puts us at about April-ish. Just be prepared of the sense of, that energy starting to shift to where things do start to come the way you want them to. And of course, it's not going to be easy between now and then. But something I also want to tell you that just popped up that I'm seeing. Um, okay, yeah. There's someone I feel within your very close knit circle, family and or friend, that I'm going to tell you. I would be very mindful and be very cautious of their energy. I feel like this person is a bit toxic and draining, and I feel could very well be part of why there's been kind of that anxiety and the heaviness, that you're feeling. Do you connect with who that may be?
yeah, and then that could be like either living or or deceased, or because
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
yeah, I think it has to do with my son Gabriel, that he passed almost 18 years ago now, and a lot of my stress has been coming from that, because the person responsible was released a couple years earlier than they were supposed to be, and it's this year,
Wow.
like my son would have been my son would have been 18 and graduating, and that's when kids really get to start their life. And it's like
Yeah.
this person gets and this person's only 41, and it's like they get to start their life over, and I'm the one like serving the life sentence, and it's like my son didn't
Yeah.
get us started off. He did save 3 people because but it's just that does, as soon as you said that there's someone close like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I always keep him
Okay.
like around my neck, so he's always with me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, hon. No, gosh, my shows get so short. I have about 45 seconds, but if you have some time here in about 2 hours, well, hour and a half, go to my Facebook page, Mini Medium, and go. If you hop on there, I do free readings for 2 hours from 8 to 10 Mountain Time. Please hop on, and I feel like I can help you connect with your son and maybe give you some closure. Okay. So make sure you hop on that Mini Medium on Facebook, okay?
I absolutely will.
Okay, hon. Okay, hope to see you soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Have a good night, hon. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we'll wrap up the show. I can't wait to meet with these next 2 callers. Please hop on Mini Medium on Facebook, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio tonight. I am Suzanne Marie with Psychic Paths, and I'm here to do a good reading. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that everyone is being kind and being loving and I hope that everyone feels love. And I really hope that everyone is taking care of themselves this time of the season. I hope that you're getting plenty of rest and that you get to do what you want to do in order to make yourself happy. This is very important this time of year. We often as givers go and do our best to make everyone else happy and we forget ourselves. So whether it's reading a good book or taking a walk or doing fishing or a special bath, please do it because we can get very, very drained during the holiday season. So that's loving yourself. And you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself because um you're important and you matter and all the people that love you and care about you and need you um they want you to take care of yourself too. You can't do anything unless you numero uno gets taken care of and loved. So please take that time for yourself. There is a Nicole in Pennsylvania. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. No cough this week. I'm getting rid of a cold and it's working. What can I do for you? What can I answer for you this week?
I was hoping to connect with a loved one.
Okay. Let me see if I can connect to your energy and then connect to them. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Let me see what Spirit says. So you have an older lady on the other side that comes through. Um, she's very nosy. She must be like a grandmother. Um, let me see what else comes through. Two gentlemen have come through too. Um, one is older, and it seems to be a very hard worker. Uh, he loved manual work, it seems. But he's very, very strong. His personality and very, very tough. So it feels like he came from the school of hard knocks. Um, the other one seems kind of young. Um, teenage, teenage. Um, do any of those resonate?
Um, yes.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm sensing the older lady is like a grandmother. And she's just being nosy. Um, the strong guy, he seems to be of an uncle, feels like an uncle. I'd like to say a grandfather, but he's so tough. You know, it's like if he tells you to sit down, you sit down. You don't question him. Um, and what I'm picking up is there's more youth. There's more youth that has passed.
The you're saying the younger gentleman?
Yes. And he says that there's other children that have passed away too. So he's just letting me know that and feel that. Um, I pick up. I'm talking to the teenage guy, and he says that he was reckless when he was alive. So I'm picking up that maybe he's passed by being reckless. Um, he seems like a someone that always made people laugh. Um, and maybe that's part of the kind of recklessness. He didn't care how he acted or anything to make an impression on people. Have you lost a child? Have you lost a small child
No.
or anyone near you? Um, because I do get that someone in your family had a child like an infant pass. So just there for you because they come through when people are asking for the other side. Um, is your mom still alive? Because there's a younger woman than the older woman.
Yes, my mom is still living.
Okay. She's with your mother, but she's more like a friend, I think, that came through. So she says she passed away about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and she's a friend of your mother's, and she loves makeup. She's wearing a lot of makeup. Um, do you resonate with the kid? Because I just love his energy. He's just like, a very positive attitude is what I'm picking up. Very relaxed, laid back kind of a person.
And you said he's a teenager?
Yeah, I'd say anywhere from 16 to 20, I would say.
It doesn't
Let me s-
resonate with me.
Those are the ones that I'm picking up. Um, you may not remember this, but he's telling me that a long time ago that there was an outdoor activity and that's where you and him were. And it does seem like a Christmas situation. There's a red furniture or sleigh or barn but it's outside and it feels like it's in a rural place is what he's saying.
Hmm.
It feels like he passed away from a car accident. He was being very reckless with a car, and I picking up that he had passed away from that. Is there anyone Pacific you would like to say, get over here?
um, yes, I would like to see if I could connect with, his name is Ryan.
Did he pass away recently?
Um, Within the last year.
Okay. He has reluctance. I do feel a reluctance to come forward. Um, his reluctance is sort of like he didn't get to do what he wanted to do, and it feels like he thinks that you'll be mad at him or angry with him. Or is that just his attitude that he doesn't want to try?
I'm not sure.
He feels very, very reluctant. And he seems to carry some kind of grudge There's a grudge with him. Um,
Hmm.
I'm trying to
Okay.
pick up more, but I really can't. Um, he's making it impossible.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You
It's
may
okay.
try another reader, but I just feel like there's some kind of reluctance that he don't want to deal with. He don't want to deal with something that was here in this lifetime. And if you can
Hmm.
tell me what that is, that would be helpful. But he's just like, no, uh-uh. And so that's what I
I'm
get.
I'm actually not
So,
sure. I don't
well,
know.
talk to him.
Like,
You can talk to him in spirit tonight before you go to bed. Just start talking to him and tell him, when I want you to come forward, please come forward. I don't have any bad feelings or anything. Just come through when I ask you to. Okay? Talk to him.
okay,
All right, honey. I am so sorry. You have a good
it's
night and
okay.
thank you for calling.
Thank you. You too.
Night. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for calling in. I'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am coming to you live from Dayton, Ohio. I am super excited to be on here, as I am every Wednesday. Of course, I always say that. We are in this beautiful, wonderful, dark shadow season. If you are in this hemisphere, if you are in the other hemisphere, it's nice and shiny and beautiful for you. But we are in shadow season, and because of it, we have lots of things that are coming up for us right now, lots of things that are reminding us of our past, things that are coming up, reminding us of past traumas and all kinds of different difficulties. So it's really important for us to be able to become very introspective in these moments. And I don't mean completely withdrawing, I just mean being able to look into yourself, look inside of yourself, what is happening. And if you see some patterns that are beginning to repeat in your life, it's going to become really important for you to start asking, what is the lesson for me to learn from this? Because there's always a lesson in the things that appear in our lives. And it's important for us to remember what those lessons are so that we can finally get to a place where they stop coming, especially if they're difficult lessons and they're hard for us. We don't always want those to continue. So it is important that we start looking at what our lesson is so that we can continue on our path of learning all the things that we are meant to learn on this wonderful soul contract that we agreed when we came down here on earth to incarnate. So, with that being said, if you are in the Dayton area on Friday evening, December 8th, I am doing a live spirit hour at Temple of the Rebel Goddess in Dayton, Ohio. And it is only open to 10 people who want to come in and receive messages from their loved ones, from their spirit guides. Everybody gets like a 5 to 7 minute reading, which is why it's limited to 10 seats. If you also live in the Dayton area, I have a classroom that I've just opened in Centerville, Ohio. And in that classroom, I will be having a beautiful guided meditation sound bath on the last Friday of the month. If you live in Northern Kentucky, I will be at the Silver Wolf Treasures and Gifts in Erlanger, Kentucky, doing readings on December 14th and December 21st. And I'm excited to do that. I've never done readings there before, so I cannot wait to be there and do readings for the people who are there. It's amazing and fun. What else do I have coming up? If you would like to take digital online classes, you can go to my online temple, templeofthesacredcircle.org, and sign up for classes there. I have free classes and paid classes. With that being said, I would like to welcome Aneta to the show. Hi, Aneta. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How may I be of service to you this evening?
Well, my daughter passed away a year ago, and I would like to have a reading if possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so may I ask your daughter's name, please?
Juana Maria.
Juana Maria.
Yes.
All right, Juana Maria, your mother would like to speak to you. So it's super interesting to me as she steps forward. I can see this beautiful, dark, super shiny hair. And I don't know if she had dark hair, but I see dark, shiny, beautiful hair. Does that make sense?
Yes, she was a dark blonde
Okay.
hair.
I just see this beautiful long hair, and it's so pretty. She
Yes.
is okay. She's talking to me about she says, "Mama, it's never long enough. It was never long enough." And it's, in reference to not having enough time together, not being able to be together long enough, wanting more time than what the universe provided for you. And she puts her hand over her heart, and I feel there's some discomfort for me right along the center of my chest. And she's talking to me about not being able to breathe appropriately. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And she says that she wants you to know the most important thing for you to know is that she is okay on the other side, and she needs you to know that. She says that I am free and that I can move, I can breathe, I can do all the things that I need to know. And she shows it to me as though she's unencumbered. She keeps going up under my nose, so I don't know if she had to have oxygen under her nose or not. But she's just talking about having all of the things removed and being open and free. And she shows it to me as though she is a bird flying in the sky, and says that she comes to you in the form of birds because it's a way for her to show you that she is free. She has freedom, and that she can show up for you in the moments when you need her the most. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. What kind of bird?
It's interesting. I
Do you
see it
know?
as it looks like a brown bird, but I literally want to say it's almost like it's a hawk because it's not
Oh.
little, it's like bigger and it shows up like a hawk. And hawks
Mm.
to me are these powerful, wonderful raptors. And they are fiercely independent souls. And she's talking about being fiercely independent and not wanting to rely on other people around her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And she says that this is a way for you to show that she has full freedom. What is that? Oh, my apologies. It is not a hawk, it is a golden eagle. So I don't know why
Mm.
that makes a difference, but she shows it to me as a golden eagle. So it's not a bald eagle where it's got the white head. It is the golden eagle that is more brown. Um, but it's still being free and being able to rise up above, letting go of the discomforts of the body. Okay, thank you. Yes, I will. She would like to know if you have a question for her, please.
Yes. If there is anything else that we can do for her to make her feel better, or I don't know.
She says that you have done everything that you needed to do. She shows me the lighting of candles and she shows me prayers. And she says that you have done everything that you needed to do to lift her soul up to where it needed to go to be released. Does that make sense?
Yes. Who
And
is she there with?
who is she there with? She shows me that there is a female stepping forward and we have a grandmother who is with her, so she is not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And she shows me that she says that there is an extended family, like I can see family backwards. So she's with a very strong maternal line of women who have very definite ideas about who they need to be and how they move through the world. And that her fierce independence comes from this really long line of independent women. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Um, who else are you with, love? She shows me a gentleman who is stepping forward and putting his arm around her waist and saying that they are family. The way that I see him is he has darker hair. I would say more of an olive colored complexion. I'm fairly white, so he's got darker skin than me. Um, and he looks to be about 5'8", 5'9", so he's not real tall, but not short either. And he
Mm.
is thin and wearing pants with a belt around them.
I have many uncles and aunts that passed away, so I don't know exactly which one is the one that you are describing now. But
Okay,
I'm happy that she is with family.
she's definitely with family, and there's a lot of them. Like it's a big extended family. He says that he worked with his hands because I can see that there are like scars, or not scars, but calluses across his knuckles from working with his hands. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's who shows me that's standing next to him. And they're showing up as a representation for everybody that's with her. But they want you to know that she is not alone and that they were all there to be with her in the moment that it was time for her to cross over. So they stepped in next to her, held her hand, and helped her to go to the other side and showed her the ropes. So she was never alone for a moment. And they said, that's important for you to know because you've been afraid. Is she alone? Is she lost? And they said,
Yeah.
she absolutely is not. She is fine and wonderful. They've always had her from the moment she left her body.
Okay.
And she says that she appreciates you very much for doing all of the prayers and telling her how much you love her and supporting her throughout her life, because she says that you need to know you were the mom that I needed and that you did everything for me that you could. And I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you tremendously.
Thank you. We love her too. We miss her dearly.
Oh, thank you so very much, Nathan, for being here. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I want to thank you to everyone who is on here with me tonight watching. I appreciate all of you. If you want to find me on YouTube, go to Maria Leggett Medium and follow me, subscribe. And if you want to sign up for a reading and do a private one-to-one reading with me, you can go to the website down below, marialeggett.com. I look forward to reading and serving each and every one of you. I am so grateful and appreciative for this moment. Thank you so very much. Have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will see you in 7 days. Have a good one.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is New York City Celebrity Psychic
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
my little orchids, my darlings, how are you? I'm Perry Lyons, and this is Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic on Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio Network. And I am here waiting for you to call. I'm staring at the phone like a lovesick teenager, waiting for you to give me the chance to be there for you in a loving, accurate, sadly, I think accurate might be more important than loving, totally real way for your psychic needs. Meanwhile, I just want to share with you, we're going to do two things. I'm going to do the psychic tarot weather, and I'm also going to tell you that I've been painting my guest room. I also painted my guest, which is kind of sad, but I think I'll just wallpaper the next one. But while I was painting my guest room, I had all those Christmas movies on Lifetime TV on in the background. So now I fully expect to meet a man who is not only a male model in looks, and therefore probably not straight. Just saying. Sorry. Do I sound bitter? No. I fully expect to meet an incredibly handsome man who is currently working as a carpenter, but is secretly heir to the throne of Bulgaria, which is a country I just made up. So if he's heir to the throne of that, he might be in trouble. To sweep me off my feet and say to me, "You make me whole. You make me real. I was lost until I found you." All of these movies have the same script. It's awesome. Now I know exactly what to wait for a man to say to me. So if you're out there, call me. Anyway, so we're going to do that. I feel like I should sing a Christmas carol. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments or through A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV email if you want me to sing you a Christmas carol next week, because I am a trained vocalist. Don't try this at home. Okay, ready? So we all know how the psychic tarot weather works. It's like real weather, except less damaging to crops. Someday I'm going to stop making that joke, but not anytime soon. The first card is starting today. Oh, David in Salisbury, North Carolina. Oh, I love Salisbury. David, hang on 3 minutes while I do this and take some deep breaths and contemplate your question. Is good? You can do that?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes,
David.
ma'am.
I love
Thank
the
you.
name David. I love the name David. Okay, so the first card is for the beginning of the week, which is today and tomorrow. The second card is for the middle of the week, which is the next 3 days. And I think you're catching on. The third card is for the rest of the week, ending next Wednesday. So, dun, 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 dun. Ready? So the first card, by the way, I got a manicure just for you guys, because I looked at my nails last week and I was like, my darling viewers, they deserve better. So you guys owe me $40. This is the happy couple. It's a happy couple, and they're looking at a rainbow filled with cups, while children, probably theirs, but who knows, frolic around their toesies. And the thing about staring at a rainbow filled with cups means either you've been hitting the ketamine, which is fine, no judgment, or you've recommitted or about to commit to a really solid relationship. A relationship that is filled with happiness and has got a beautiful future ahead of it. You kind of can't beat this card with a big stick. Woo! Wow, that landed right on my teacup. Very important. Okay, the second card is the Fool card. Now, the Fool does not mean you're a fool. Quite the opposite. When you get the Fool card, it means you're starting a whole new chapter in your life. All of those things that you've been trying to change suddenly snap into place and change. You suddenly stop smoking. You suddenly take a step up in your life. You suddenly go to AA. You suddenly, I don't know, you're Scrooge and you start being nice to people. But you're starting a whole new journey. So this is a wonderful card. And oh my golly, Moses. Wow. And the last card is the Ace of Cups, which is my favorite card to get anytime, any place. This can mean a number of things. Mostly what it means is you're entering a cycle of real happiness. And it's the Christmas, Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts tomorrow, December 7th, my dad's birthday. And the Christmas spirit is already here. And Kwanzaa and solstice. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? No. So it's a very, I don't know about you, but I'm really feeling the holiday spirit this year. So the Ace of Cups is the beginning of a cycle of just such happiness, such fulfillment and contentment. And just you're with your family, or if you're not with your family, you're with friends. Or if you're not with your family and friends, you've learned to love yourself enough that it's all good. You're with, in my case, my parakeets. But it's a beautiful card. And so I wish you the best week you've ever had, pretty much. Okay, and now we're going to talk to my lovely David. Hi, David.
Hello.
How
How
are
are you?
you? You
Good.
sound cute. You single?
Actually, I am.
Hi there. Wink, wink. Anyway, sorry, very unprofessional thing. So tell me your birthday, because that's how I like to connect to people.
22180.
Oh, you're Pisces.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, me too. I'm at the other end. I'm in the you're in the really Pisces part of Pisces. So you're probably very charming and have a way with the ladies or the men or the llamas, whatever you prefer. So how can I help you? It feels like you have a question, but you're a little embarrassed to ask it. Go ahead, ask it. I won't tell anybody.
Well, I'm at a major crossroads in my life. I
Yes,
just
you are.
left a marriage and feel directionless and confused.
So I heard the confused part. I didn't hear the first part. Articulate a little. Say it one more time.
I just left a marriage and
Yeah.
I have a new beginning and I'm feeling directionless and confused.
Okay. Let me ask you, by the way, leaving the marriage was the single best thing you could do. I'm sorry to say it, but you guys were not a match. And your best, let me just tell you right now, your best years are ahead of you. You've got a relationship coming up and not very far in the future, which is going to be everything the other one wasn't. I just feel you were with somebody who just was very rejecting of you. Is that correct?
Yes, very correct.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've all been there, but it's no fun. I'm so glad you got out. And you have 2 kids?
4 with her.
Oh, well, it's a multiple of 2.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay. Let me just tell you, I know that you've been worried. It's like, should I stay in this? Should I have stayed in this for the kids? The answer is no. What kids do not need to be in the vicinity of a bad marriage. What kids need is one parent who tells the truth, and you're that parent. I can't speak for the other person. I don't think that's a very truthful person. I'm sorry to say that. I'm not trying to be a witch here, or a witch.
No, you're correct. No, you're correct.
So just give them all your truth, and you are so hands-on. You're so there for them. Feels like, is it 2? No, it's not 2 girls and 2 boys. Hold on. Is it 3 of one and 1 of the other?
No, 2 and 2. I have a pattern.
What?
I have a pattern. It's
What's the pattern?
boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, all the way up.
Oh, okay. So it was 2 girls, 2 boys.
Yeah.
I should have
With
trusted myself.
with the one we're talking to. I've got 6 altogether, but yes. But the pattern holds.
It will continue to hold. So so from your last relationship, got it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, and they're so different. Oh my heavens, David. Your children are so different from each other.
They are wonderful.
Anybody got a Xanax? They're fantastic. but they're, one is incredibly poetic and dreamy. One is like, take no prisoners, get what I want. I love everyone, and I'm here in the world. Oh my gosh, they're great kids, and they're all, I hate to sound shallow, but you've really good looking kids. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
If that's shallow, forgive me. So, also, you're a little confused about what you want to do professionally. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm doing a lot of soul searching right now, and I'm kind of I've gotten myself into a bad spot, and just feel confused on what to do.
There's a job waiting for you. First of all, I would stay away. Are you very good with your hands, like in terms of making stuff
Yes.
and fixing stuff? And yeah, very, very, very good. Yeah,
Yes.
you are. Are you mechanically gifted as well?
Yes. I have
Yeah,
an
okay.
inclination towards it.
Have you worked as a mechanic?
A technician, actually.
Technician. That's what I was getting. Sorry.
Mhm.
Thank you. There's an opportunity coming up for you. I feel like you're job hunting.
Mhm.
Even if you have a job right now, you're looking for something better. I'm going to tell you something about yourself that you already know, but you haven't trusted. You are a killer diller manager of people. You are so good at managing people. You're also a heck of a salesman. You could sell me my own foot. I mean, that's, I mean, I already own my own foot, but you know what I mean. You could sell ice to Eskimos. And those are two things I don't know if you've explored. There's an opportunity coming up for you in a local business where they need like an office manager or general manager, and you might feel it's a little beneath you and it's not really something you've done that much before, but that's coming up for you. And I think apply for stuff that you don't feel you're qualified for, because you'll kill it. You'll kick it out of the park. The other thing you'd be really good at, have you ever worked in like hotels or hospitality?
Not in the hospitality side of it. No, as a repair guy,
No, and you're great at repair. And if you want to do that, that's awesome. But the other thing you'd be really good at is there are a couple of high-end hotels where you live. I've been to Salisbury. I love Salisbury. It's so nice. I love North Carolina. People are just the best. You guys are so awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. It's just true. So I'll be there in about an hour. There are a couple of hotels around you that are hiring for like front desk people and concierges and stuff. You have such a great personality. And I know this is like not, you think it's not your wheelhouse. You're so great with people that I think you could start out like behind the desk and wind up managing the whole shebang in about 6 months. I want you to explore I love how great you are with mechanical and technical stuff. I love that. But I think you need a little break from that. And I want you to think about exploring just how great you are with people. People love you. I mean, I hardly ever propose to guests. Um, but so something I know this, you're probably thinking like, oh, this broad doesn't know what she's talking about, but I do. So those are some options.
I don't doubt. I trust.
Oh, blessings. Bless your paws and whiskers, my darling. Now, as your romantic life, you kind of have something on the back burner, but I'm not sure how you feel about it.
The only thing that I can think of is my ex trying to come back to me because she's put herself in a bad spot.
Oh, no, that's not good. No, bad. No. She is going to, because she realizes that she effed up. I'm a New Yorker, and it was a real act of will not to use the actual word I was thinking of. She effed up, and she is going to try and get you back. I would not go there. I think it would be going backwards for you. And I want you with somebody who appreciates you, because you have so much to give, and you're such a romantic. Look at you. You're like roses, and you are so romantic. I'll tell you something funny. When I first started doing this work, I thought that women would be asking about love and men would be asking about career. Total opposite. Women ask about career, men ask about love. Men are so romantic, and you are the most romantic. Oh, Alexa in Millington, Tennessee. I'll be with you in a couple minutes, but I want to give David my full attention, and then you get my full attention. So here's what I think. I think in about 3 months, you're going to meet somebody who really gets you. I also think that within 6 weeks, you're going to be looking at a couple of job offers. So don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Oh, that is such good. That is very good to hear.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And just look, go outside your comfort zone, baby, because you're awesome. You really are. You've got such a good character. And people are so, when I used to have my own business, I didn't care really what the person's work experience was. I was looking for good character. Are they trustworthy? Are they good with people? And you have all of those things. I mean, I could hand you $1,000 and say, David, could you hold this for me for a year? And you'd hand it back to me as 10% interest. Am I right? You're honest.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have no idea how valuable that is. And that's what you present when people meet you, David. They know that about you.
Mhm.
You have this lovely way of being that people really respond to. So I love that you're great at technical stuff. I love that you're good with your hands. I love that you can do mechanical stuff. I'd want you to fix my motorcycle if I approved of motorcycles and owned one and could drive. Okay, well, that was a little hard.
I was never allowed to ride one.
Me neither. My dad was an emergency room doctor when I was growing up. He used to bring us to the
Yep.
emergency room.
Same.
Really? Oh,
My
that's so
father.
cool.
My father. No. I meant that my father wouldn't allow me to ride on. He didn't trust me enough, and then same thing with my wife. He was like, "No, you're not killing yourself. We got kids."
You know what? I'm not that crazy about your wife, but I definitely approve of your. I don't think your dad. It wasn't that he didn't trust you. I think it was he loved you so much he didn't want you to wind up as a smear on the tarmac.
Yeah. Well, I was
'Cause-
pretty impulsive when I was younger. So.
You're a Pisces, man. That's our life. That's what we do. We're intuitive. We're impulsive. We're loving. We're warm. I'm warm. I'm vibrant. I'm sitting on the dryer. No, that sounds wrong. So in about 3 months, you're going to meet somebody who's just going to sweep you up. You're going to sweep her off her feet. I guarantee this. And within 6 weeks, you're going to have a couple job offers to look at. And just let me know. My name is Perry, like P-E-R-I, like Periwinkle. And my last name's Lyons, Lyons. You can contact me on Facebook. Let me know how you're doing. I'll give you a free 10 minutes because I really care about where you're going with this. And I really want to
Oh
encourage
wow!
you, okay?
Thank you.
Well, you
Thank
deserve
you.
it,
You are
man.
such a kind soul.
Oh, no, I'm just truthful. Yeah, you should see me in traffic. I'm not a kind soul, but thank you. I'll take the compliment. All right, baby. Mwah. Let me know what happens. I'm rooting for you. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. I know it.
I
All right, sweetie.
will. Thank you.
Oh, take care, David. Bye-bye, baby. Alexa, that's my favorite girl's. That was my favorite girl's name way before frickin' Amazon.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Oh, I love that. Was like my future daughter name. I love that name.
Oh my goodness.
My best friend in England, who's Lady Alexa. Oh no, I sound like
Oh my goodness, that makes me smile. I need that
Oh,
too.
good. It's beautiful, and I can tell you're a beautiful soul. Hello, you. So when's your birthday? That's how I like to connect people.
7/22/82.
7/22. Does that make you a Cancer or a Leo?
It does. I'm the day before a Leo, but I am a Cancer yet.
I love Cancers. I'm a Pisces. We're friends.
Oh, my best friend is a Pisces.
Yeah, well, Cancers and Pisces, we go together like peanut butter and jelly. So how can I
Yes.
help you, my lovely? Oh, you're so much fun.
Well,
I'm already really enjoying this.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I don't know. I would take any type of guidance that you can give me right now. My fiance passed away a year ago, December 1st.
Oh,
and
sweetheart.
my life has just been a train wreck ever since. And
I know. I feel you.
I just
Mine
don't really
too.
know where to go with life, you know?
First of all, what I want to say is because I lost my fiance a year ago, and don't judge yourself for grieving, okay? I didn't get out of bed for 6 months. I was like, hello, McDonald's, send me something.
Right.
And so it's so hard. So
is.
hard.
It is. And you just feel like you're in a world alone all by yourself that nobody, gets you. And it's hard when you
Yeah.
don't even sometimes get yourself, you know?
you can't
Yeah.
make sense of any of it, and so it's a struggle daily.
Can I tell you something my goddaughter said to me recently? She's 6.
Absolutely.
She said, Auntie Perry, you know what? I'm God's favorite me.
Oh,
And
I
you're
love
God's
that.
favorite you. Mm, You really are. You're
Thank you for
God's
saying that.
favorite
I really
you.
needed to hear that.
Yeah. And you're such a lovely person. I'm an extremely
Thank
good
you.
judge of character, which doesn't always make me popular. But
Thank you so much. That does, that means
no, you really
everything
are.
to me. I
So,
always try to be my best, the best version of myself.
so
I
first of
fail
all, you're
sometimes,
being
but we all do.
well. You try, of course, but in the last year, I lost my mom and then my fiance, and I was judging myself so hard, and you're judging yourself so much because you haven't been able to do much. You've been in a great deal of pain.
Yeah.
And the thing I can tell you is your fiance is with you all the time. He loves you. And I can understand what it was like to have like this beautiful love because you guys were really meant for each other.
Right.
So let me let me speak into a couple of things you're worried about and tell you that you don't have to
Okay.
worry about them. So one of them is
Okay.
you think you'll never find anybody again. And you will. Not that far off either, darling. You deserve somebody. I think you're reserved. You're not shy, but you're reserved. You have a kind of a spiritual elegance, darling. You really
Yes,
do,
I
Alexa.
do.
Yeah, you do. And you have a physical elegance. The other thing is, I think your appearance might have changed in the last year and you're feeling self conscious about that. Is that true?
Yes. Yes,
So
absolutely.
don't. You're, I gained 40 pounds after my guy vamoosed. And I wouldn't go out of that. I was so used to being a size 8 and suddenly being a size
Yes.
14. I'm like, oh, I'm never leaving the
Look,
house again.
I know. Look, I was like, okay, well, maybe all this stress will make me lose weight, and I have gained weight. Which really, when it happened, I didn't even need to lose.
We're water signs, baby.
I know.
Cancer is a water
I
sign.
know.
Pisces is a water sign. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
It's going to come off, but you're beautiful. You are
Thank you.
beautiful. And I will tell you something I found out. I thought, like, because I was a model when I was back in the day, like when dinosaurs
Right.
roamed the earth. I'm old. But when I was a model, I was like 5'10" and 120, and now I'm like 5'10" and don't even ask.
Right.
But what I found out is that men love it. Men love a girl with a little junk in the trunk. I was shocked. I've been brainwashed by this culture to think that men only want like skinny minis with the like. No, it's so
Right.
wrong. I'm telling you, it's so wrong. We're so wrong. You're beautiful. I can see you with my heart's eye, and I can see you have this heart-shaped face, you have beautiful cheekbones, and you have these long baby lashes, long lashes.
I do.
And you
I
do.
do.
I know. And you have these gorgeous eyes. Are they light blue? What color are your eyes?
Yes, they are. They're
Yeah.
like well, they change colors. Sometimes they're green, and sometimes
And
they are like a bluish color.
do you have
Yes,
a kind of a darker rim around your iris?
I do.
Yeah, I can see you.
I
Yay.
do.
And you got
Yes, I
lovely
do.
skin. Yeah. And you look like a
Thank you.
Valentine. You look like a classic, beautiful Valentine. And you're a classic beauty. Don't ever forget that. Nothing can
Thank you.
touch that. And
Thank you.
somebody is, I was going to say somebody is coming for you, but that sounds a little sinister. But how about somebody's coming towards you? Who's going to, so first of all, I want you to, can you take a moment and just forgive yourself for not
Yes.
being perfect while you were in grief? Can you do that for me,
Yes.
baby? Thank you.
Yes.
And repeat after me. Start from here. Say it with
Start
me.
from here.
Start from here.
Start from
Start
here.
from here. You don't have to
Start
worry about the
from here.
past. Just start from here. You're okay. You're pulling out of, you're so strong. You're pulling out of this depression. And your guy was so lovely. He was so lovely. And he's right here.
He was.
He's very cute too, I have to say. Did he have like almost a very boyish face with
He did.
dimples? Yeah.
Yes.
He's about 5'9.5".
He was. No, he was 6'3".
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. He's
That's
making
okay.
himself smaller so I can see him because I'm sitting down.
That's okay.
Anyway, we've got 30 seconds. So what I want to say is you can talk to him. He can hear you, and he's going to send you somebody perfect for you. So be gentle, gentle, gentle with yourself because you're worth it. You're lovely. What a lovely human being you are.
Thank you.
You
Thank
really
you so
are.
much. I appreciate you so much.
Well, I appreciate you. And you're so much fun. Even when you're grieving,
Thank
you're fun.
you.
That's
Thank
crazy.
you so much. I
All
could
right,
just cry
sweetie.
right now. I needed this so bad. Thank you so
Well,
much.
you deserve it. And that color looks great on you, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. Stay in
Thank you,
touch and
thank
let me
you.
know how you
Okay.
are. All right.
I will. Thank you again.
Bye, baby. Oh.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm Andrea Bacon, and I hope you are having an amazing day, an amazing week or night, or whenever you happen to be listening. So for today's chat, let's go ahead and talk about having energetic boundaries. Just so that we can be mindful that we are not absorbing other people's stuff. A lot of empaths do that. But, practicing these boundaries and protecting your energy or not absorbing other people's stuff, it's not only healthy for ourselves, it's actually really supportive for having healthy relationships. And there's a sense of needing to not go back into old patterns. I believe that Mercury retrograde is coming soon. I haven't checked the dates, but I think it's upon us. But that is always a good time to remember, go ahead and reflect, solidify, integrate those lessons, those healthier ways or healthier patterns of being that we have been working on. So if you have opportunities presented to you to get drawn back into stuff, old stuff, maybe drama, whatever, what have you, where you would be taking on other people's burdens in some way or another, then really try and just kind of observe it and see it for what it is. And then kind of like release it and not take it on. And, it's good to check in with our energy. So once or twice a day. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and take a caller. Fatima. Am I saying that right?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Hello. So, how are you?
Not too bad.
Okay. What would you like to talk about today?
Kind of how my health is feeling right now. I just had a baby. I'm just feeling really drained, and
Okay.
anything you're picking up that would like kind of help for
Okay.
that or energy wise.
Sure. Let me see. First of all, let me just sit in the silence just for a quick minute and see if I can pick
Okay.
anything up as far as that goes. Okay, so the first thing I am feeling is for you to listen to, and obviously I do want to state I'm not a doctor or, licensed
Yeah.
medical professional. But like as far as intuitively, some things I'm picking up, first of all, is I'm actually the guides are actually talking about sorry, my brain just went blah, but music that listening to the Hertz music. Are you familiar with that?
No, I've been listening to like different things on YouTube, but is there
Okay.
any specific one, or you're just saying like heart opening?
Yeah, those Hertz. I forget that they have different numbers, like Hertz, like HRT or HTZ or something like that. Music is they are bringing that up, and there's millions of different ones on YouTube, and somehow or other, this is just going to be really, really calming for your nervous
Yeah.
system. And I
Yeah.
really I feel like that's kind of where the issue is having having your nervous system being regulated more, a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm picking up some things that also like bringing in the color red in your environment, possibly wearing red, even eating red, like foods, fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
So since they're bringing up the color red, that definitely makes me think of the root chakra.
Yeah.
So like do some root chakra balancing meditations. So you can feel grounded. So you can really feel in your body. Being connected to your body right now is coming up. Like being energetically connected again, like I just said, with your body and like grounding that in, feeling connected to the earth. There's something with that that's just really coming in strongly right now as well. If you're able to get outside, that's always a good thing, getting some fresh air. If you're able to go on walks.
My boyfriend's been saying that.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, definitely red crystals. What are some red crystals? Like red jasper. What else? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm wearing carnelian right now, and that's an orange crystal, but that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for energy.
Okay.
Yeah, they say carnelian is like almost like the caffeine of crystals. So there's that.
I have some orange.
Yeah. But then I'm also picking up some like certain juices for you. Actually, aloe vera is coming in. If you're able to, like, you always definitely need to check with your doctor and stuff, anything that's suggested, especially with breastfeeding and stuff, is if you are. But, something about aloe vera is coming up. I know that people can buy the juice, and there's different ones you can buy. Some of them taste terrible, but some of them don't have that bitter taste to them. I don't know if, like there's certain brands at the health food store that like liquid or something like that, that they don't have a bitter taste, and you can actually put them in juice and you can't even hardly taste it, maybe a little bit, but that's coming through as well. So was there any other parts to this question that you needed answered?
No, and then whatever else you feel would be like good for me at this time.
Okay. Yeah.
Energy wise, or like a vibration.
Yeah. Let me see. Having supportive relationships is really important for you at this time when you're, having a baby and everything like that. Practicing gratitude. I know that sounds really basic, but just being, almost like there's this message of being open, saying open to receive. I'm like doing affirmations, like I am so grateful that beautiful and amazing things are always coming into my life, or I'm open to receiving all the good that the universe has for me. And that just kind of like brightens up your energy. It brightens up your emotional state. And that in and of itself is really good for healing. It's really good for, you know how they say when people have illnesses and if they have a positive attitude, they come through it a lot easier, even though we're not really talking about an illness, but we're still talking about physicality. And so the guides are bringing up practicing these positive affirmations pretty regularly, daily if you can. And that just kind of helps align you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and helps you feel good. And that is something for sure. Okay. And watching funny movies or funny shows, like humor, they're saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. But breathing exercises just to keep yourself in that beautiful, lovely, peaceful state that, is so healthy and so good for all of us and for new mothers. So pranayama, that's something you can look up. Those are breathing exercises. That's just another way of regulating your nervous system. So there's different ones. The one I love, I do regularly, like I put you close one nostril and you inhale in the other one, and then you do that on each side, and you exhale first before you close the other nostril and breathe into that one. It's one of the pranayama breathing exercises that is extremely healthy, and it's really everybody should kind of think about doing pranayama exercises every day.
Oh, cool.
So let me see. And that is about all I'm getting right now. Just going through the process that you're going through, writing these things down that you're going through in a journal, and keeping a journal at this time is a really lovely thing that they are bringing up to do as well. And with that, though, that is going to do it for me today. So I hope this helps. And thank you so much for calling.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me. You can always look in my shop at stan.store/mediumandrea if you're interested in getting a reading, or you can always check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and those are listed under Mind Body Nourish and Medium Andrea Bacon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soulfully Guided with Carmel Ann. Live from soulfullyguided.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soulfully Guided
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
So hello everyone and welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I am your host, Carmel Ann, and a big thank you to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV and our expert host. We have a guest appearing today who is Stephanie, your mini medium. So you should know her by her show. I'll let her introduce herself, and I am only me is experiencing technical difficulties hearing. So it's on my end. It shouldn't be on the replay. However, we are into episode 3 of the Gifted Children series. So basically today is about Stephanie and Stephanie's experience because each person is unique. And we wanted to give some other show hosts and people the opportunity to say what it felt like for them as a gifted child. So Stephanie will be taking the show today. Hello and welcome.
Hi, hello. I'm so excited for today. It's been a week of just anxious, cannot wait. And I could just sit and listen to your accent, Carmel Ann. Just keep talking.
Thank you. Actually,
yeah,
I might have to because I
you all talk really loud. Oh, we're going to be great together. I love this. I love it. It's like the blind leading the blind tonight. It's all good. Oh, good.
And I loved your tech terminology entering into the show, anticipating that problems would happen.
I must be psychic. I mean, how did I know that was going to happen? Well, I'll just introduce myself really quick, and then you let me know where we're, guiding to where we're heading. So my name's Stephanie Cowan. I am from Utah in the States here. I have a show on A1R, as Carmel Ann mentioned, called Mini Medium. My husband actually gave me that name because I'm only 5 feet tall. And so love the name. And it is now my label and my branding and with everything. But I love it. I've been with A1R for a little over a year now, and just so excited to come on your show. Absolutely, just honored, very honored, my friend. So thank you.
You're so welcome. And I think it's hard to express what we go through as children because we see gifts as adults as such a blessing and a good thing. But when we don't have the language to comprehend what we're going through as children, it's actually not. Well, for me, it made me feel weird, but I'm not sure other people's experiences and other children's experience. So I thought it would be really nice not to just be confined to my way and my experience as a child, but look at a broader spectrum because we all feel things differently and experience differently. And it's really nice. My goal of this series is to educate people, whether they're children or parents of children that feel that their children are gifted, because not everyone is spiritual and not everyone knows what to do. And I didn't know what to do when I hit it. And I just feel like we might be able to make a child's life or a parent's life or even someone that's curious just that little bit more pleasurable and give them a language and an understanding through our perspective of what they're going through.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I listened to your last week, your last week episode, and I just had to laugh and are you wearing underwear today, Carmel Ann?
I know, it was being
I love that. I laughed so hard, but in all joking aside, it's true. It is where I'll kind of just really quickly give the kind of my quick backstory, if you will. But I was 7 when I really realized. I mean, I didn't realize at the age of 7, but 7 was when I had my first experience, as far as when I can remember, of connecting with my gifts or my abilities. And I didn't know that until I was in my early 20s, when I went and saw a psychic medium. And she said, "Why are you not sharing your gifts? Why are you not, doing your soul's purpose?" And I thought she was crazy. I thought she told everybody that. So, I kind of, took it kind of, as okay, maybe you're right, but I'm not sure. But as we were doing the reading, and she really guided me back to my younger years of growing up and having these abilities, these gifts. And I realized, yeah, it started at 7. So just kind of, and it's in my bio as well, but 7 was when I had actually seen my grandfather's apparition standing over my little brother's bassinet. My brother had just been born a few months prior. My grandpa had passed about maybe a year prior to that, but I saw him as if I'm looking at you, other than he was transparent. But I knew it was him. And, and then, I told my mom, bless her heart, my mom has passed, but she at the time just said, "Oh, it's just your imagination," because it was the first time of being at a funeral. And so I realized that, as I was growing up, through my elementary years into my junior high, into high school, I never meshed with other kids. I just, and I everything I would see or hear or feel, I really thought others did as well. I didn't think it was anything different. And it got to where probably my junior high days, where I was teased a lot. I had acne so bad, and kids just weren't very kind. And but I realized at that moment that I just had a different energy, right? I just vibrated at a different frequency, a different level. The other kids, maybe I just didn't mesh with them because they didn't understand me, or I didn't understand their energy. So my junior high days were very difficult. That was my most awkward years. But my into my high school, I danced and I cheered. Imagine that. So, cheerleader through high school. And, as you grow up, and I feel like all generations have their cliques through high school, but I didn't fit in even with the popular kids. I just felt different. Um, then it got into my 20s, and that's really where I started to accept, my gifts. But I'll tell you, one thing that I am very passionate about, and I love that you're doing this, by the way, it's so important. And I tell, even when I do readings and I pick up on, a mom, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, your son is very gifted. I can sense that he has these gifts." And I always say, please encourage and don't discourage. Encourage, his abilities, his gifts. Please don't tell your children that it's their imagination. Please don't tell them that they're crazy. I mean, that's one of the worst things I think you can do. But encourage them, because usually about the age of about 4, that's really where a child's mind and imagination can be, in a sense, programmed to think differently. And so, as many you know as well, Carmelan, children are very intuitive. They can see and feel spirit. But when the outside world influences their thinking, that's where these beautiful gifted souls lose those. Well, they don't lose them, but they mute them, right? So it's so important. And I know we're limited on time, but I want to say, Growing up, I love that my daughter, my youngest, JC, she's 12. She is very gifted. And I'll tell you, she will walk up to people and say, "Did your uncle die?" She's so, and I love it. And I will encourage it. And, so I think the moral of all of it really is that we are given these God-given gifts for a reason. And, if you discourage the child, or if you, try to program to think differently, they'll struggle with depression, anxiety, things like that. So, but yeah, I just love you're doing this, hon. I love it.
Thank you so much. And look, you're welcome to come back because you've said some really important things, and it's different perspectives and coming together on experiencing the same thing in different ways is detrimental to this show and the well-being of children. And we don't want to discourage parents at the same time, or make them feel judged. It's a sense of support and awareness. We aren't experts at everything. So yeah, if you'd like to, rather than put you on the spot, you're welcome to come back next week.
Absolutely. And I'll share more experiences.
I would love that. And to everyone, thank you for joining in. 15 minutes went so fast.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast. Isn't it getting exciting? Can't you feel that the magic in the air, and Santa's coming, and the children are sort of starting to become wide-eyed and trying to be on their best behaviour, because after all, Santa is watching. Even us adults, Santa is watching. So we all need to be on our best behaviour. And I think the most important thing that we can do is be kind to each other. Give somebody a smile during this very busy festive season. It might be the only smile they get all day, and it might be just enough to lighten their heart. There's a lot of sad people in the world at this time of the year too, so it's our responsibility to try and bring a little bit of joy to the world. So this week, the Simply Tarot card of the week is the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands represents the card of short journeys, movement to or near water. Now, at this time of the year, many of us are darting here, there and everywhere and taking a lot of short journeys, even if it is only to the shops and stock up the refrigerator and the cupboards, ready for the onslaught of guests that we're going to have over the coming weeks. And for many of us, it's a very busy time. The secondary meaning of this card is holding the world in the palm of your hand and being able to sort of look out at all your horizons, or looking out at your kingdom, surveying what you might have ahead of you. And it's that time of the year where many people, during the busyness, for some reason or another, we start to reevaluate our lives. We start to look at what we've achieved this year, what we hope to achieve, what we can put off till next year. And is it time for a change? Is it time for a new beginning? And I know a lot of people get restless at this time of the year and start questioning about whether or not they're in the right job. Is it time for a change? Do I need to be looking at doing something new? Do I need to bring more work-life balance into my life? We all got into that catchphrase during COVID of work-life balance, and many of us made radical changes during that time that have become law in our lives now, where family and spending time with loved ones and not commuting so much and things like that are much, much more important than all chasing the almighty dollar and the bigger house and the bigger car and the trips overseas. You know, we've reevaluated our lives. And sometimes I look at this card and I think that's what it's about too, is sort of having a little quick glimpse around your own kingdom to see what it is that you need to sort of be achieving. You know, are you happy with where you are? Are you achieving what you hope to achieve? Or is it time to take stock and make some changes and some new directions in the coming new year? It's a very busy time for all of us, but it's a very positive time as well. So this week astrologically, yeah, it's always a big week astrologically here, I think I say every week, but this week sort of seems to be a little bit on the calmer side, which is nice. We have Mars, the planet of action, conjunct or holding hands the sun in Sagittarius. So this means it is a busy time, everybody running hither and dither, and particularly for fire signs. So that's Sagittarius, Aries and Leo, and the opposite sign of Gemini. I have lots and lots of Sagittarian clients, and I'm a Saggy myself. And I know at this time of the year, besides it being our time of the year, it is always a busy time. But this year, I think it's even busier for the fire signs, where they really are focusing on what the next step is. Is there changes that need to be happening in their lives? Is it time to get up off the couch and make your dreams a reality? For many people, they already have these things in full swing. For others, they're just waiting for the opportunities to sort of, you know, knock on the door. They've put the groundwork in, and now it's a time of just sit back, wait and see, and get on with other areas of your life. Whatever it might be, it is going to be a high energy period of time. It's going to be a time where you need to be careful that you don't burn yourself out, that you do need to pace yourself. It's good to be busy. It's good to have lots of things in the diary to do or in the planner, but you also need to take some time to stop and breathe and just sort of chill out. You know, one of my favourite things I like to do at this time of the year when it is incredibly busy is I like to make time each and every day, if I can, to sit down and just watch a Christmas movie, because that puts me in the spirit of things as well. But it's also sort of like my way of sort of scheduling off some definite downtime that I'm going to sit down and enjoy something and just let myself be. And quite often I find during those times I get some of my greatest inspiration while I'm watching a gooey sort of Christmas movie, and everything always ends up beautiful and everybody falls in love and lives happily ever after. And that's wonderful. And, but some of my best inspiration comes in. So it might be something that you might want to try. We also have Venus, the planet of love and affection, is in Capricorn at the moment. Now, it's really interesting that, oh, I beg your pardon, it's Mercury in Capricorn. With Mercury in Capricorn, we've got communication is really going to come to the forefront at the moment. We need to be very, very focused on how we're handling our communication. Everything needs to be very clear. Make sure you dot the I's, cross the T's, because when it's in Capricorn, it's an earth sign and it wants everything done the correct way, almost to the point of being like the school teacher with the red pen and saying, no, you made a mistake there. Go back and correct it. Is making a lovely aspect, which is known as a trine, which is a flowing aspect to Jupiter in Taurus. Now, Taurus is also an earth sign. It's the area that governs our finances, the things that we believe in, the things that are important to us. So with Jupiter here, the planet of expansion, opportunity and luck, is paving the way here for maybe potentially some good luck coming our way. But when we look at it as being connected with or making a lovely flowing aspect from Mercury in Capricorn, it is the perfect time if you are looking to change your job or thinking about changing your job or thinking about changing your career. Now would be the perfect time to start that groundwork, to make sure that your CV, your resume is up to speed. Is there anything else that you need to learn or upgrade to sort of give you better chances in the new year? It might be the time to just look on those job boards too, because you never know. There may be some companies that are looking to sort of get interviews and things like that done and dusted before the holiday season and have their new staff recruited ready to go at the beginning of the new year. So, it's the time to sort of really look at those things now. Now, Venus is definitely in Scorpio. I know I said it was in Capricorn of Indigo, but it's definitely in Scorpio. So Venus in Scorpio is a nice placement for Venus, even though Venus likes to sort of be a little bit floaty and be in control of everything. Sitting in Scorpio being a fixed, rigid sort of energy and sometimes being known as being quite cold, Venus actually fits quite comfortably here because Venus is able to sort of come in and soften everything up. So it's a really nice placement for Venus. So anybody that's looking for love, no matter what star sign you are, maybe you've got to look in some unusual places. Maybe you've got to go to places that, even though it's the fun time of the year, there's a little bit of a serious note to it or a reason. You know, you're going out, you're celebrating Christmas, maybe go out and celebrate Christmas in a way where you go to a fundraiser or do something that's great for the community or get involved in the community Christmas carols or the local school play. You know, whatever it might be, you'll find love in the most mysterious places, but it will somehow or another, I believe, be connected to something that's got a bit of depth to it, to something that where it's a purpose. You know, you're not just going out and having fun for the sake of having fun. There's a label attached to it. We still have Pluto sitting in Capricorn, you know, only going to be there for another couple of months at the very most. So make the most of while Pluto's trying to completely finish off the transformations, the changes that he's been working on since 2008. So we may see a fair bit of stuff in the news and in the media about politics and who's doing what and who's saying this and who's saying that, and really very amplified or exaggerated. So be aware of that. A lot of the stuff that you're going to read and see in the media over the coming couple of months might be very exaggerated. It might be somebody sort of trying to convince you that this is the right way to vote, or this is the right way to look at something as important as climate change or the conflict that's going on in the Middle East. You know, we might start to see a little bit more of both sides of the argument. I'm not saying anyone's right and anyone's wrong. I'm saying somewhere in all of that is the truth. And that's what we have to look at. We need to sort of find what is our truth out of what's being shoved down our throats in all forms of media. And today with social media, things tend to sort of get exaggerated a fair bit. Things get pushed out of control, and not every thing needs to be the way that, you know, we're being spoon-fed to believe that it is. It's time to sort of really put your own cap on and say, hang on a minute, logically speaking, that doesn't feel right to me, or that doesn't sound right. I'm going to take notice of what they said, but I'm going to cut it in half, or I'm going to delay it down a little bit so that we can sort of be accepting that that's our truth and not necessarily the truth of what, you know, somebody's trying to share with us as a so-called expert. We have Neptune in Pisces still, and in the last 6 degrees of Pisces there. So Neptune feels very comfortable there. So it's a particularly creative feel this week to Neptune. So all our darling little creatives out there, this is the time to sort of give yourself that little bit of luxury to lock yourself in the studio and paint or create, or, you know, put some lyrics down to a song. Don't forget to take a pad and pen with you. I'm a little bit old fashioned, but I'm sure it's probably hard to type it on your cell phone when you get that, you know, that line that's going to be the start of a new hit song, and, you know, you're trying to type it with your thumbs, and, you know, you've got to auto correct it and spell check it and everything like that, where, you know, pen and paper, you can still read your own writing no matter how terrible it is. So maybe it's time we got back to a few old fashioned virtues like that. I never leave home without a pen and paper, because I find that it's just more convenient that you can jot something down really quickly, and, you know, then you can lose a bit of paper and think what they do with that. But, you know, it's all part of the fun of it, isn't it? So whatever works for you, but it is a very creative time of the year. I hope everybody's got their Christmas carols going and singing loudly, because it puts a beautiful, positive, magical energy throughout the world. It's not just uplifting us, it's uplifting other people around us, and it's putting an energy out there that if we collectively all do our little bit, and even if it's only you pay half a dozen Christmas carols between now and Christmas, it still puts that nice positive vibe throughout the world that I think we could do a lot more with than, you know, sort of focusing on the negatives all the time. There's enough negative news to go around, that let's turn it around this Christmas and make it a very positive time. We're going to talk with Onyx in Yorkton in Saskatchewan in Canada, and I know I've pronounced that wrong, and I do apologise. Are you there, Onyx? How can I help you, sweetie?
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sweetie. Do you have a question I can answer for you?
Just whatever spirits, whatever comes through.
Okay, sure.
Guidance
All right.
and guidance, guess my gifts or new, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't have a particular question, I always ask, because we've got such limited time, and I like to make sure we get to the bottom of something that may be troubling you. The first thing that they were showing me is a time of endings, change, and transformations for you, Onyx. So are you preparing to wrap up a few major things in your life and get ready to bring in some new areas in the early part of the new year?
Yes.
But they're
My
showing
mother,
me that
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, sweetie. Your mother?
My mother just passed, and
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
it's okay. She's been ill for a while,
Mhm.
and so I've been kind of work doing that, and I'm also
Mhm.
looking at opening up some new healing modalities and
Right.
avenues, business like going full time. So
Okay. All right. Well, first things first. I mean, with your mother's passing, whether or not you were prepared for it or not, it's still a shock. It's still, there's still things we've got to process, work through, go through our belongings, all those sort of things. So that's probably why they were showing me the massive endings, changes, and transformations sitting around you, and the sort of like the new year was bringing in a new light, which is wonderful. And it's really interesting because I feel your mother's already gone through to the other side. It was sort of like she was here 1 minute and gone through to the other side and ready to help within seconds. And that's really very, very fast. So I can only take from that, even though she may not have wanted to leave you, she on a soul level was ready to go, like she'd done everything she needed to complete here on earth, and it was just the right transitional time for her. So I hope that gives you some sort of comfort. It's really interesting because I feel with you sort of wanting to go full time more with your healing modalities. I'm not saying that that's not the right thing. I'm just going to say to you, don't sort of try and force it too quickly. It's a good idea, but I don't know that we need to be sort of heading towards that in the first 2 weeks of January. Let's sort of glide into this gently and easily and let it build in its own way, that then when it starts to take off, you're ready to take off with it. You're not there and all of a sudden you're overwhelmed by it. I want to see you slide into it. I want to see you glide into it. Is there some other form of healing that you've been looking at learning as well? Because I'm seeing something new coming up in the first 6 months of next year that you will add to what you already do. Is there something you've been contemplating doing, learning?
I am taking a plant medicine course.
Right.
With yeah, so
Good.
I've been working with psychedelic therapy. I'm a psilocybin practitioner. I've been doing it for about 15 years underground, and now just recently coming to the forefront and working through my community. And yeah, so
So will you be able to combine those two together to sort of create a new therapy, do you think?
that's yes, yes.
Yeah, because that's what I
I'm
was
a
seeing, sort of like
sound.
putting those two together.
Beautiful. I'm a sound therapist, alchemist as well. So yeah.
Yeah, but it was mainly those two, working with the color and working with the plants. It was sort of like a beautiful fusion together, that out of that is going to become sort of like a new healing modality that will eventually go around the world. So it's sort of like you're pioneering it. I mean, I don't want to show my ignorance here because I don't know a lot about the healing modalities, but I remember here in Australia when Reiki started to become popular, it was sort of like there were so many different strains or forms of it, and then all of a sudden it sort of settled into itself. But it's like it came from literally nowhere 1 minute, and then all of a sudden it exploded. That's what I'm seeing here with what you're going to do. Your role will be obviously perfecting this and making it work and getting it into a course form that people can learn. But I think your role then will be training up people to then take your work on to train up other practitioners around the world. So it's going to be very exciting. Look, I see books, I can see videos, I can see teaching, I can see, that's why I said you've got to glide into this. That's what they were saying to me at the beginning. We can't do it all in 1 week. We've got to glide into it so that we get the proper momentum out of it all. Like it's once it starts to get traction, it's going to become very busy. And I want to make sure that you're comfortable with how fast it's going, that that you've dotted all your I's, crossed all your T's, made sure you've copyright or done whatever needs to be to protect your intellectual property with this, because that's going to be very important. I'm not saying someone else around the world mightn't have had similar ideas or be on a similar vein to you, because nothing is ever just exclusive for us. But your style of it, your method of it, I want to make sure that we have that as an exclusive thing, that then it's like your franchise to sell on, to share on.
hmm It's funny that you mentioned that because I have a 30-day shadow journal that I created, and it took me about 1.5 years to create it. That's very interesting that you said copyright. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
in
sort
the
of like I
process
want to
of doing
protect
that
your
right
work.
now.
Yeah, I want to protect your work. It's not that I'm saying you've got to be greedy with it. I don't mean it in that way, but I want, I want the world to know that the fusion of these two things, bringing these two things together and creating a third healing modality out of it is your baby, is your dream, was your creation. It's something that you've brought in from past life knowledge, and I want you to get the recognition for it. Like where all the amazing work that Louise Hay did with, understanding your aches and pains in your body and things like that. She branded that. That's the person people go to. Heal Thyself by Louise Hay. Like they don't think of Mary Smith. And that's what I want this to be for you, Onyx. Anyway, sweetie, that's where I've got to leave it. We've only got limited time on the show. We're going to talk with Christine now in Santa Clarita in California. Are you there, Christine?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can, sweetie. What's your question I can answer for you today, Christine?
Well, basically, does anything come to you from spirit?
Yeah, it can do. It's just faster for me. If you have a question or something that's been troubling you and that's why you phoned into the show, if you share that with me, then I can get you a really quick answer other than just sort of saying I'll generally take whatever spirit wants to offer me, because sometimes they have a little bit of a sense of humour and they'll go off on something that really has no great importance to you other than they thought it was amusing. So that's why I always check. The first thing that they are showing me is like 3 vertical lines to the left. So I'm taking from that, Christine, it's time now that you've got to start to bring in more of your own intuition. You've got to start listening to your own inner voice. Do you struggle with that, do you?
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, I don't want you to struggle with it from here on in. I want you to sort of acknowledge it. Even if you don't agree with it, I want you to acknowledge it. The more you do that, the stronger it's going to get. And sometimes they like to give us sort of some things to keep us amused along the way that aren't necessarily are we need to act on them, but it's just to make sure that we're paying attention. We're paying attention to the messages that are being shared. Did you just recently walk away from somebody that was very important to you?
I recently walked away from someone, but I don't think the person was important to me.
Okay, well, the reason I said important because they showed me a heart that was sort of jagged, was like it was cut in two and it was jagged, and it was sort of the way they presented it to me was, well, maybe the other person thought it was important, you didn't so much, but they were sort of saying it was some sort of important thing. It was just sort of, they were pleased that you did it. I'm not saying they felt you made a mistake, but I think there's more to come out of that over time, that you'll realize the lessons that you learnt during the course of that relationship that you didn't think at the time was terribly important. There's lessons there to be taken from that. Not just the lesson of I won't fall into that.
Is this a man or a female?
I felt it was female. And I don't mean a love relationship. Okay. I'm talking about a friendship, a relationship. Somebody that you thought you could trust.
Oh, okay. So she's happy I walked away.
I don't know that she's happy that you walked away, but I think there's some major lessons to be learnt from this. It was sort of like when it hit you, it really hit you at the whole picture. Up until then, it was sort of like you kept on not so much ignoring it, but hoping, I think, for a different outcome might be the best way to put it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You gave her the benefit of the doubt too many times. And I'm not criticizing you for that. And Spirit's not criticizing you for that. They just want you to understand that what happened and the way that it played out exactly to the minute of how they wanted it to. Because there's so many layers to this and so many lessons to this that you will take over time and help other people with, and it's like you had to have the concentrated version of this that you couldn't miss anything, if that makes sense. Anyway, I want to leave that part there now. You know what all about that. 2024 is going to be a very eye-opening year in a very positive sort of way. There seems to be new opportunities. I'm potentially looking at either changing some things around where you're living or a move of residence around March. I'm also feeling that there's more work coming your way because there seems to be more money coming in where you're looking to change your job job or sort of enhance what you're doing, because there's new opportunities coming up around that as well. And they're showing me the most ginormous big pink heart. So I'm assuming that if you're not in a relationship, there's one coming and it's going to be perfect, or as close as perfect as anything can be. But you've got certainly a very, very good year coming your way next year, Christine. And 2023 was a sort out year for you. It was where you had to sort of be decisive. It was like when something had to end or be completed, you had to get the knife and give it the chop. And you did that, and you did it well. Have you been experiencing some very strong dreams recently, Christine?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did a race on Saturday, and 1/3 into the race, I was completely like emptied. And I felt like as though somebody took my energy.
Right. Okay. Well, they may have taken your energy. I can't really sort of say yes or no to that. But, you know, if that's what your instincts are telling you, then you've got to listen to that. If that's what your gut told you, then that's the right answer. But I'm getting some very strong dreams of a night. Now, it's sort of like one of those things that, you know, if it's really strong and it disturbs you, get up and write down the headlines of it and then go back to sleep, because I want you to sort of try and elaborate on that in the morning and write the rest of the details down, because some of these dreams are going to seem confusing, but they're very powerful. But what they're doing is starting to help you see some of the key steps for the future, but they might be disguised. It might be you've got a pink cat with a purple bow. Well, there's no such thing as a pink cat and a purple bow, but the pink will mean something, the bow will mean something, and so will with the purple. So it's like sort of breaking it down into manageable pieces and then seeing where other things will fit in around that over time. But I know you're on the right path. I know you're getting stronger psychically by the day, and next year's going to be an amazing year for you. So I hope that sort of helped you understand, you know, what's been going on and the reasons why that friendship had to come to an end, because it wasn't pleasant towards the end, was it? It was just, yeah, she certainly wasn't as she perceived to be, that's for sure. But anyway, Christine, you're on the right track now. So I hope that's helped you with where you need to be going for the future. It's really, really interesting. We've finished talking with Christine in California now, and I just want to sort of elaborate a little bit. A lot of people are going through loads and loads of changes around the world at the moment. People are sort of starting to find that they're dreaming and they don't normally dream. And why is this happening to me, Amanda? We all dream every night. It's a matter of being able to consciously remember them, and most of us don't. So we need to be aware of that. We need to sort of take a pen and pad to bed and sort of a flashlight of some kind and sort of just jot things down so that we can remember them. So it's, you know, it's as we head into the holiday season, it's always a very, very busy time of the year. And this week, I want to pay respects to one of the world's greatest singer-songwriters who left us at a very tender age of 28. And I know a lot of people will know who I'm talking about. And it was a very sad time for the world. And he has the most popular grave on the planet, I think, that people go and visit in Paris. And I'm talking about Jim Morrison. His birthday is on the 8th this week. Lots of amazing people were born on the 8th, including my son. And I just think it's important that we pay homage to him. He did have a Christmas song out that I was going to leave you with, but when I went to YouTube, it was only promoting the song, which was called Light Up My Christmas. So, you know, if you can find a version of that, you're better than I am. So this week I'm going to leave you with one of my ultimate favourite Christmas carols from somebody that I feature quite often on the show, and he's no longer with us either. I'm sure the two of them have crossed paths in heaven, making some rock and roll magic together, along with a few other people I can think of up there, John Lennon and a few others, and George Harrison, to just name a few, is David Cassidy's beautiful Christmas song called My Christmas Card to You. It's probably one of my favourite carols. It's not a well-known carol. It's back from the days of the Partridge Family, but it's got the most beautiful words. And I think it sort of epitomises what Christmas is really about, that, you know, should be about the joy, about sharing time with loved ones, not necessarily about the presents, but about getting together and being kind and peace on earth and really looking out for our fellow man. I mean, look, there's just so many beautiful Christmas carols that have been written over the years, and, you know, there's so many to play, and so many, everybody's done a version of something or other, from Mariah Carey through to John Lennon, Don't They Know It's Christmas? I mean, you know, the list just goes on and on and on. And no matter who you like or what sort of Christmas carol you like, I mean, I think it's the time to get them out, put them on your device, sing loudly. None of us have got beautiful voices, but it doesn't matter at Christmas, as long as we get the magic out there and we share the magic and uplift the energy around the world. Just maybe we can stop this conflict over in the Middle East there, that that they could have something to look forward to at this very holy and very special time of the year. So until next week, enjoy David Cassidy with my Christmas card to you. And if you can find Light Up My Christmas by Jim Morrison, you're a better person than I am, and I know he would have done a beautiful version of that. It's actually To Riders on the Storm, but he just changed some of the words, but it's a beautiful rendition. But I only got to see the first couple of sentences of that song. So until next week, bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Full Circle Wellness U with Renee Johnson. Live from FullCircleWellnessU.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Full Circle Wellness U
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. everyone. Welcome to my show. I am glad to be back. I missed last week and I apologize for that. There has been a whole lot going on with this detox journey of mine. If y'all been following along, you know I talk about mind, body, spirit topics, and I teach, as in my practice, I teach people how to return full circle back to their health. Sometimes for some people, that's more about a lost connection to their source, to their spirit, to their higher self. For others, that's more about just their physical aspects. You know, some of us are really well grounded and we're doing all the spiritual work. We're walking the walk, talking our talk. We're doing it all. But yet, you know, we go through these little crises in our life sometimes. Sometimes it's a healing crisis, which I think is what mine has been lately. I've been really pushing hard with my detox and I created some new challenges along the way. And, you know, that's just part of it. I believe when I first started this show, I said this isn't, if you're wanting to do something simple, you know, quick and easy, it's probably not what you're thinking it is because detox is so much more than just like a lot of people think they detox, they lose 4, 5, 10, 20, 40 pounds, and you do along the journey. But there's so much more to it than just, you know, just losing weight and just wanting to look better. You actually get in there and you start cleaning out your body, you clean out your organs, you clean out all those deep, dark places within us. And of course, that gets us into the spiritual side of things. It gets us into the mental and it takes us back. Sometimes we go back to places that we thought we had healed and we just didn't quite finish. You know, I know you guys understand where I'm coming from here. So it is Reset Wednesday. And being it's Reset Wednesday, I believe that it's a good day for us to take a nice second look around and decide how we want our week to continue. You know, do we want to boost it up and just put it in high gear since we're having a great week and we just want to, you know, improve it even more and make this happen? Or are we really having kind of a struggle and maybe it started out easy and good and now here we are Wednesday and some challenges are happening? We had a couple of people in our family today and yesterday passed away actually, and to say that that threw a, a monkey wrench into our world is a light statement. You know, we just never know. We never know who's going to be with us the next day. And it's really shocking when this happens. So I'm encouraging everyone, as I am encouraging myself, to just remember that tomorrow's another day. And every day that we're here, we have a chance to make things better and brighter and more beautiful. The ones that are leaving us, they are going on to a much more peaceful, loving, gentle reality, and I truly believe that. I know that the two that we've just lost are so much happier and better on the other side. There's no more suffering. There's no more, you know, angst, no more depression, no more pain. For my uncle that we just lost, you know, he was so concerned about having to be put someplace for someone else to take care of him the last time I talked to him. And he was graciously taken this morning and he wasn't in pain. So, you know what more can we ask for? Of course, we'll miss him and that's our journey. It's always harder for the ones I think that are left behind than the ones that get to go. But for each of you that have lost someone, or many, my heart goes out to you and just know that I love you all and you're not alone in this. You know, we're all healing. We're all healing from our own stuff. So God bless you all. So now let's just, you know, let's just take a minute and if you can, just close your eyes. Of course, if you're driving, you know, stay focused here. But if you can pull over for a second, you know, get safe, just close your eyes. That's it. And exhale. Let it all go. That's right. And then inhale. Take in a nice cleansing breath and exhale. That's it. And as you breathe in peace. And as you exhale, let go. Just let go of any tension or tightness, any concerns, anything that's pressing on you right now. And for the next 20 minutes or so, let's just be present, be in this moment. You continue to breathe this way. That's it. Just feel yourself letting go. Sometimes it's easier to imagine like holding on to like a balloon, a tight string on a balloon. Just really grip that balloon really tight. And it can be any color that's floating up there above you with all your concerns and, challenges that you might be having. And as you breathe in peace. And as you exhale, let that balloon go and just watch in your mind's eye. Just watch as it drifts away, further and further away, moving away from you, taking with it any challenges, whatever it is. For each of you, it's something unique to yourself. All in this together, but yet we still have our own individual challenges, don't we? That's it. These challenges are lessons, the things that we need to know, things we came here to learn. Now just let it go. And as you watch it go away, just watch it disappear, moving out further and further, way out in the night sky, perhaps. It's going out. Allow it to become a little tiny speck. It's perfect. That's right. Just watch as it disappears, taking with it all the stress and discomforts that you might have had. Just let it go. That's right. Perfect. And go ahead and return now. Just let your attention come back, feeling more relaxed. That's it. That's perfect. Remember, you can do this process or any process that helps you with your breath. Just using your breath can always bring you back to center, back to balance when there's a challenge going on, in an emergency and we're all panicked and running around and, freaking out. It's a really good idea to get centered and balanced. And that's a really nice way to do it. It's just by using your breath, by breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Yeah, 5, 10, maybe 15 times if that's what it takes on some days. And then just know that as you do that, you're just bringing your blood pressure down, you're lowering your heart rate, everything's just getting more balanced and more centered. And then your answers can come. Because remember, we say no fear, only awareness, no fear, only awareness, no fear, only awareness. Fear brings panic and discomfort. Awareness brings heart centered understanding. It brings us a sense where we can follow our own intuition and our own guidance. So just, mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. That's something I say a lot because it's the things we put our attention on that actually brings us the most trauma or the most, pleasure. It's just all about what we're focusing on. So, who are my lemon water buddies? You guys are out there. I know a lot of you have been talking to me and telling me you're still drinking your lemon water. And I want to give some praises. I'm not going to give any names. I'll give a couple of initials. There's C. She's still doing her lemon water. She says that her body weight has come down again. She's waist. She's her body's moving. She's eliminating daily. She's very excited about that because that's a very important thing for us. Then there is T, and T also says their skin's cleared up, their hair's much better. They believe their vision's improved. They can't wait to go and get their eyes examined. That's really exciting. I find that really, really exciting. I'm still doing my lemon water every day. I'm also doing all my other supplements, the stuff that I add to my lemon water. If y'all would like to know more about that, hit me up and I'll let you know what those things are. In the process, the things that I'd like to report that have happened in the last 3 months is okay. So when I was diagnosed with this neuropathy condition within my feet, I was told this is permanent, this is the way it is. They have medications for it, lots of medications for it. Get special shoes, corrective shoes, stay off my feet, do less, do less. So being who I am, I did more actually. We put up a high tunnel greenhouse, been gardening in there as much as I can comfortably. I'm not, being foolish and overdoing to the point of too much pain, anyways. And I've noticed that along with that, the lemon water, the mineral supplementation that I'm doing, the I also was doing some stuff, traveling to do some different processes, different treatment type stuff, and I've stopped doing that for now. And my neuropathy, if that's what you want to call it, I believe it all came on when I was taking large quantities of vitamin D3. I recently posted that on Facebook, well, a couple weeks ago, and a few people I know commented on that and they lost their accounts. Well, I didn't lose my account, but Facebook sent me this big post, email actually, sent it to my email, and I put it on Facebook, and they said they would no longer recommend my pages. So if you're not getting my updates, my content, well, that's why they're no longer going to recommend me. So they're not sharing my information. I've attempted to share a few things since then along those same lines about vitamin D3, and they have blocked me. So apparently, they're only allowing me to put out there what they think is appropriate. They said I violated their standards because I was speaking on vaccines and civic matters. Well, that's why I do everything I do, is because I believe that civic matters are the most important. What's more important than sharing truth, health, and wellness with the world? For the life of me, I can't think of anything else. And I didn't get my Facebook page just to take pictures of my dinner and post that. I did this so that I could reach a larger audience, and I've reached many, many people, and I've made some great friends. And thank you all who've supported me, because this has been just absolutely the most incredible experience of my life. And you guys on A1R, you're the best. You are the best. It's been amazing what has come through this. So if they want to block me, they can block me. Y'all know how to find me. You can find me at FC, as in full circle, fchypnosis@gmail.com. fchypnosis@gmail.com. That's like full circle hypnosis, hypnosis @gmail.com. fchypnosis@gmail.com. Renee Johnson. And if you can find me on YouTube and Facebook, please do. YouTube also, which is also Facebook. Same people, same platform, have stopped allowing me to upload my videos. So I'm not sure exactly what I've done to piss these people off, but I've done it really well. So that tells me I must be doing something right, right? Anyways, back to it. So, some of the other things that are great, and as far as this detox process, my skin has improved so much. It's incredible. My hair, I just had my hair styled last weekend, and the lady told me my hair is healthier than it's ever been. And that's huge because I had lead poisoning and heavy metal poisonings, and my hair was just breaking and falling out. It's still very short because I had it butched here a few months back, but it's stronger and healthier, and the texture is there. It's not dry. It's not sick. You know, I had one hairdresser 5 years ago ask me if I'd had chemo. Never had chemo. That was kind of a shock to hear from a hairstylist. And she's a very nice lady, but she really thought I had had chemo treatments because my hair was so bad. And now the other stylist is telling me it's wonderful. So what an awesome testimony, right? The other thing is through this process, through my whole process, also going through these symptoms of hot flashes, not sleeping, having no nights of sleep for many years, actually, developing night sweats, headaches, really wicked headaches, a lot of unexplainable body pains, just shocks and all these electric sensations, like being almost like mini electrocute or being shocked, like being electrocuted, but just slightly, but very uncomfortable. My hands going numb, more neuropathy symptoms. My face doing that little droopy thing that it was doing. They thought that was multiple sclerosis. Apparently, it wasn't, because all of that's gone. I haven't had a headache, and I can't tell you how long. The tiredness, I'm not tired at all. I have so much energy that I'm holding myself back because I'm doing everything I can to heal fully because of the disc in my back. And even the disc in my back have improved. I believe that's with chiropractic care, of course, but also with all the supplementation, the detox. My levels are down. The metals are much lower than they've ever been. And it's just been absolutely an incredible journey here. So that's a lot of the good things that I can think of that have come from this process. Now, in this process, I've created some other things too. Like, I was diagnosed last week with kidney stones. Yes, I went to the hospital. I had a CAT scan done because I had new symptoms come up that I didn't understand, and that made sense to me. So I went to the emergency room and was diagnosed with kidney stone. And I thought, well, that's strange. I eat right, I do right. What's going on? So I went into meditation. I got some answers. I called my functional medicine doctor and talked to him and a couple of herbalists I know, and we've all decided that this is part of this detox process. Kidney stones don't just come up overnight. So they've been there, they've been doing what they do. And because of the treatments that I'm using, the herbs that I'm doing, I've been asking and taking supplementation to flush the stuff, everything from my body, the fasting, the dry fasting. Again, if you want more information, hit me up at fchypnosis@gmail.com and I'll give you all this information. So the kidney stone that I have is substantial. However, we go back to the herbs, the right protocols, and I'm already starting to see pieces and parts of that flushing through my system. So by next week, hopefully, when my next show is next Wednesday, I'll be able to tell you I've passed this whole stone and it's gone and we're moving right along. If not, it'll probably take a little longer, and that's okay too. This isn't a hurry up. You can't just take a pill and get over this. This is time. This has been 7 years of my life. So this is some serious time, and I feel like I've gotten to the other side now. I just have to get out the other side. So if you have these challenges, don't give up, guys. And don't necessarily. I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. Go and get the test done and find out what's going on, so you can have that peace of mind. Because for me last week, the worst part of that whole experience, yeah, the pain was intense. The worst part was not knowing what it was. And it's been going on for a couple of weeks. And then when it reached that point, it was like, yeah, I need more information. And I don't have a CAT scan. So I had to go to the hospital and do that. And I took a dose of medication to help me deal with that. And now I'm doing it all natural again. So if you are natural like I am, don't beat yourself up if you have to go the medical route a little bit, because that's what it's there for. And it's so important to do whatever it takes for you to be comfortable. Remember that. And just also don't get scared and turn your power over totally, especially if you don't agree. Say, I don't agree. Stand up for yourself and get what you need. Go to the hospital, go to the doctor, go the natural path. I don't care who you go to. It's your body. You be in charge. You know what you need. And if you don't know what you need, get some more tests done. Reach out to people who you're comfortable with. Get all the feedback you can. And saying that all about vitamin D3 earlier, vitamin D3 is touted to be the greatest thing in the world. I was told 89% of Americans are vitamin D deficient and that we have to have vitamin D, and we do, for your thyroid and every other function in your body. And this is true. However, they don't teach you about the foods you can eat. They tell you you can't get it from sunlight anymore. This is absolutely not true. Through this process, I've been inside more than I've ever been in my life, and I had my vitamin D3 checked and it was sufficient. And that would be very unusual for somebody that hasn't been taking supplementation. And I haven't in the 3 years since this brought on my feet, my neuropathy issues and some of the other issues that I was having. I learned through research after the fact that D3 is cholecalciferol, and that is what they put in decon rat poisoning, which shouldn't shock anybody because they've been using warfarin rat poisoning, which they labeled as Coumadin for many years as a blood thinner. And why is it a blood thinner? That's how they kill rats. They put it, Coumadin goes in warfarin. It creates bleeding within the rats. The rats bleed out and they die. Well, the same thing happens with humans. If you're on Coumadin and you get cut, and we had a friend that this happened to, you can bleed out before you can get the telephone and call for assistance. So when I found out about D3, I wasn't totally shocked, but I was not happy to know that I had been misled so greatly. So I did some more research on it recently and learned that it also causes kidney stones. Isn't that interesting? And I happen to have that. So, 1 and 1 is still 2, right? 2 and 2 is still 4. So I believe that this is probably a huge source of where this kidney stone has come from. And there's probably more to come after this to flush these out. So, just because they say it's natural, that's okay. Arsenic's natural and you don't want to eat it. So, do your research, talk to people. And if you find something out, even if they're going to block you on Facebook, like they have me and several friends, do it anyways. Please speak up. Be a truth warrior. People need to know. There's so many people that don't understand what's going on. And the message that I got right before I had the kidney stone, and it keeps coming up. Met with a friend for lunch yesterday, and she brought this up, and she had that scripture, which I knew that from a child. but I saw it in a book. I saw it on a movie a few nights ago when I was in my worst pain with this kidney stone. And it was, if for those who have ears, let them hear. And I remember the first time I heard that as a child, I thought that was strange. Who doesn't have ears? We all have ears. Well, I believe it's for those who have ears, let them hear, those who are willing to hear, to actually use their ears to hear the words, to hear the message, to get the message, not just the sound, but to actually hear the message. So I have made a promise to myself, a vow to myself, to be even more open minded and to listen very closely when people are sharing information with me. Turn off the video, replay it, turn off the music, replay it, reread the line in the book, whatever it is. Have people repeat themselves to me if necessary, because a lot of times, you just blah blah blah. We're washing dishes, TV's on, whatever, or maybe you're studying and your kids are in the room or whatever. But take time to really hear these messages because so much is coming across now. The supernatural is wide open. The supernatural world is just blowing up right now. There's angels all over the place. Unfortunately, there are dark forces all over the place as well. And we need to know, we need to have that discernment to know what we're hearing. Is it true? What we're hearing, is it false? Right? When someone tells you something, and this goes to me too, when someone speaks to me and they tell me something, I already have filters in place, and my filter goes, "Yeah, I don't think so," or "Wow, yeah, absolutely." Well, this vitamin D3 thing has taught me that maybe I need to pay closer attention and turn that filter off just a little bit and let more come through. Because just because I was told it doesn't mean it's true. Talking to a person the other day, it hit me that every 10 years, I seem to reevaluate my beliefs. And it's really incredible because, you stand on something, you're 110% sure, and then things change and you learn more and you learn more. And then guess what? You realize, hey, maybe I wasn't totally right. And it's okay. It's okay to, go back and vote for somebody different. It's okay to throw that garbage away that you took because you thought it was good for you. It's okay to throw the stuff away that's bad for you because you realize now it is really good for you. That's the coolest thing about being alive is we get to make different changes, different choices every single moment, not even day, every moment. We get to choose who we want to be. We get to choose how we want to be. How do you want to show up in this world? And that brings me to I think my last topic for for tonight. There's so much I want to share. I was reminded, it is the season of giving, right? So Thanksgiving, we're grateful. It's Thanksgiving. We've been given so much. We're so blessed. We want to bless other people. So it is the season of giving. Christmas, the season of giving. It's the season. Jesus is the reason for the season. And then we've taken that, we've turned this into this huge day, hopefully more than a day of giving to others and giving presents and buying and shopping and all these things we do, right? Well, it's not just the season of giving, but it's the season of receiving. And in my lifetime, I used to have a really hard time when someone would give me a gift and I would feel awkward, uncomfortable, even a compliment. I would feel very uncomfortable with that. And part of me was, I didn't have anything to give back, I thought. Or, God forbid, what do they want from me? If I take this present, what are they wanting from me? And I know you guys understand this. And I had to learn, and I learned this through prayer, meditation, actually, in lessons that I've been given in life, was that when someone's offering me something from their heart, from their heart, for me to refuse it is to do them a great disservice because it is as important for me to give to you as it is for you to give to me. So when you receive something that's given in joy and love and from the heart, you do that giver a great service because you get them to, you allow them to serve you at a level that they can't serve you in any other way. So if you're out and your friends with you and they want to buy you lunch, hey, take that lunch, no problem. No matter how much money you got in your pocket, take the lunch. And the difference I've learned in receivers and takers, because someone said to me, well, if you're just always receiving, then you're just a taker. No, no. Receivers, the minute that they're taking or yeah, receiving from you, the minute that they're accepting from you, they're already thinking about how they're going to be able to give back. And you see it in their eyes, or they might say it, okay, lunch is on me next time, you know. So what's the difference in a receiver and a taker? Receivers receive graciously, and they're always looking to pay it forward. They always want to give back to someone somewhere. A taker, takers just take. They want to take, and they ask for more, and they want more, and they're not going to stop. They're always going to take more. So this came to me earlier, to give is divine, but to continuously give and overgive is to enable. So while you're giving this season, remember who you're giving to, what they need. Give what they need, not just what they're asking for. And don't enable people, because if you really want people to be stronger, you need to build them up. And if we give too much all the time, it just weakens them. So anyways, that's about the close of my show for tonight. I hope you all have a beautiful night and a beautiful day tomorrow. I love you all. Just know that you're, never in any of this alone. You can always reach out, fchypnosis@gmail.com. If you can't find me on YouTube and Facebook anymore, that's fchypnosis@gmail.com. Renee Johnson. I love you all. I pray that you reach out and you have the most beautiful, beautiful week you've ever had. And consider these words, and have ears to hear, have eyes that see. And just because you got the answers, someone else might have a little bit more to give. So just open up your heart, open up your mind, and let it come through. And don't forget, keep looking up. Ask the angels. When you want any information, ask them out loud. Ask for help, ask for truth, ask for wellness, ask for health. And just keep on keeping on, guys. Just know that the answers are there. If you don't have it right now, get you a pen and paper, start journaling, coloring, writing, dancing, whatever it is. Move your body, move your mind, stay sharp, stay open, and your answers will come. I love you all. Y'all have a great night. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-31 2147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
So as I was saying in October, greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, Reverend Elliot, coming to you, and this is a novelty, live tonight. I think I missed all of November, and I'll explain why. And it has nothing to do with Twitter and my wheelings and dealings in cryptocurrency. None of that, because none of that makes any sense. I don't buy anything I can't touch. You know, it's that simple. And sometimes you can touch things you rent, but that could get you in trouble too. Do you know what I learned? I learned a very important lesson while I was out ill. And I'll tell you what, I was not necessarily ill. I was incredibly sleepy. I'll tell you what happened is, and some of you know about this, I have a couple of ridiculous chronic medical conditions that they don't bother me for the most part. But now and then they'll flare up every few years, because I'm lucky. It used to be every night, but I had some doctors who got it under control. And it causes intense stabbing pain in like one little teeny point in your body. It's like somebody's taking a red hot needle and poking you with it. And that happens every couple of minutes. So it's not continuous pain. If I had had continuous pain, I would have had no problem joining you every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. But since this kind of sneaks up on you and jabs you, I would have interrupted every couple of minutes with incredible shrieks of agony. Now, the only way to deal with that incredible shriek of agony, if I want to put it aside, is with some truly heavy-duty painkillers. I mean, I'm on some lists that the New York State government keeps of people who use particular drugs, legally uses them, and so that's just the police state stuff. But they just want to keep track of people with pain relief. And that was the big problem, because this kind of pain will only last a day or so at most. The most I've ever had it happen is 2 days. But the effect of the painkillers will make me sick for a week. I mean sick. I mean nauseated. Just I would make the world's worst junkie, because I can't handle narcotics. They just make me so sick. But there comes a point when I needed them, and for the last few weeks, it just came up around the time of the show that I needed it. And by the time the show came along, by the time Wednesday came along, the pain was gone, but I was, you don't, believe me, you don't want to tune in to listen to a tarot reader being sick to their stomach on the air. It's not conducive to a good mental outlook. So I had to essentially sleep it off. But I'm coming out of it now. First of all, I'm really lazy. I could use any excuse to sleep. I went for a walk today. That was good. Tell you what happened on my walk. I was walking east here in the charming neighborhood of Hell's Kitchen in New York City, just west of Times Square. And a little boy, probably no more than 9, was walking toward me with his adult caretaker. Just a normal little boy, probably coming home from school. It was after 3 o'clock. And now, when I go out, I wear an eye patch. I have to, because the vision in one eye is so messed up that it interferes with the other eye. And if I'm going out, I want to see as clearly as possible, because we have drivers here in New York who think that things like red lights are a suggestion. So I'm very careful about that. So I go out with an eye patch, and I figured as long as I have to wear an eye patch, I'll get the biggest, nastiest, meanest looking one I could find. And sometimes the reaction is good. I get into bizarre conversations with women who find that rather attractive. So they see no more than my disability, but something. I guess I've seen like a swashbuckler, but if they gave it any thought, they'd see that I'm a bad swashbuckler. Am I going to walk around with a button that says, yeah, you should see the other guy? No. So this little boy points at me with in astonishment and says, Are you a pirate? No, that's just cute. That's just, you can't beat that. I said to him, no, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I'm not a pirate. But that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll give it a try. Thanks. And he smiled, and we parted company, and now he'll spend the rest of his life thinking that he met a pirate, which is, hey, there you go. But that was my first time out in a while. And if I can't get out and do things, I go stir crazy. And you don't want me talking to a whole bunch of people through Ask One Radio while I'm going stir crazy. So in the wonderful words of Stan Laurel in the movie Blockheads, I'm better now. I am much better now. But the pain is gone. I can only describe the pain to which I'm subjected every few years as where the stories of sticking pins in dolls must have come from. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like somebody is taking a red-hot pin and just sticking it in one teeny little point of the body. But whoa, does that hurt. So I can either scream my lungs out. That's the other thing. There was one day where I was feeling much better. The pain was gone. The effect of the narcotics wore off. But I couldn't speak because I had been screaming in agony for a day and a half. Oh, man. So, look, that's what happened to me in November. And now today, I was a pirate. But we're back now, and we're going to look at the tarot cards. And I learned some very interesting things because I was following the news, which, of course, is really something. As long as I'm in grotesque agony and pain, I might as well look at the news. What's it going to do to me, right? I noticed that there was a big story on the front page of the New York Times today. We asked experts how people can enjoy the holidays. And I keep thinking, what is wrong with you? Just enjoy life. If you can't enjoy the holidays, don't bother with them. I don't enjoy soccer games, so I don't bother with it. No, you don't. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why so many people get so upset this time of year. Unless, of course, it occurred to me looking at the news that in order to be what we now call a social justice warrior, the first thing in your life is you must be able to see anything and suck the joy out of it. That's it. Only a social justice warrior could look at a baked potato with sour cream and chives on it and worry about the farmers using too much water to raise chives and sour cream being a stolen a good because it was taken involuntarily from a cow. You just enjoy life. Just enjoy life. If something, I'm not saying be a complete hedonist because we all do things we don't enjoy doing when we have to do them. I just mailed off my electrical utility bill. I don't enjoy doing that, but I do enjoy having electricity. And I use as little of it as possible, not out of a sense of a bloated sense of me saving the planet, but because I don't like it. I prefer candlelight. I prefer oil lamps. I prefer an old look. I'm looking right now at my desk here in the studio at my telephone. It's a candlestick phone, which has now been rendered obsolete for making calls because it has a dial on it. A dial, an actual dial, which the phone company people will not recognize anymore. So there used to be a gizmo about the size of just like one of those things that you click to open your car door now from 20 miles away. And it had a touchpad on it. And that was for people who had rotary phones and didn't want to upgrade to touch tone. But there is, believe it or not, this is arcane stuff, but there is a difference between a push button phone and a touch tone phone, which I'm not going to go into now because I've spent way too much time alone lately. So these things occur to me, But that would allow you to dial if you were in a system that used the touch tone system, but you had a rotary phone. And now I can't find those anywhere. I can't even find them at eBay. I don't even know what the hell to call them to find one. But hey, what can you do? I'm a very old-fashioned kind of guy. The only working phonograph we have here, and I do mean phonograph, is a cylinder player. But, we have all of our things on MP3 now, which I hear MP3 is, hey, come on, Gramps, what are you doing with MP3? Stick it in the cloud or something. And I think I might give a very rude answer if somebody said to me, stick it in the cloud. I don't want to go into that now. But what I learned overall, following the news, is that the richest man in the world, at least he was before he bought Twitter. I don't know if he still is. The richest man in the world thinks that, judging by his tweets, that you make a word plural by adding apostrophe S. And that's heartbreaking. That's just heartbreaking. I know there are people who accuse him of all kinds of evil and all kinds of terrible things, but to me, that's just heartbreaking. That an adult multi-billionaire can't spell. Oh, gosh. What are you going to do? So I am ready and eager to get back to going through the magical window of the tarot with you. And I want to say a special thank you to the people who had readings scheduled with me, but were kind enough to understand and defer those readings until I stopped screaming in agony. And I did manage to get out books and soaps and the Mojo Brothers shaving soap. It's still out there. It's a good stocking stuffer, guys. You still have time. Get to mojoacademy.org. Take a look at the shaving soap. And I managed to get that stuff out. The post office has a wonderful service where when you pack something and you buy the postage online, you can schedule a pickup, and of course they never show up. so it was a bit challenging, but we did get it all mailed out. So even if there had been a slight delay or so, if you haven't gotten the stuff that you've ordered from old Uncle Elliot, it's coming soon. It's in the mail. It's on the way. So I'm shuffling up the cards. The cards. Blowing the dust off my tarot cards because it's been a while. I make it a policy not to do any occult work while I'm ill, especially out-of-body experience. While my body is in a traumatized state, I don't think it's a good idea to leave it because I may never get back in. That's the main thing. The other thing is, as I said, I'm just naturally lazy. So I took a month off to scream and yell in agony and let my voice heal. And regardless of what New York State thinks, I do not use recreational narcotics. I couldn't if I wanted to. I don't. If you can show me how to get how to stick an olive into a fentanyl patch, I'd listen to you. But no, if I want anything recreational, it'll be a martini, and I'm not stupid enough to drink liquor while I'm using painkillers. No. I've done many stupid things in my life. That ain't one of them. So let's get to the magical window. I am going to pull back the curtain on the magical window now by ringing a bell 3 times to declare that we are entering sacred space. And by sacred space, I mean that's where we're going to operate in the occult realm and look at the cards and see what they say. And there will be a minimum of sales pitches. Because I don't like to do that anyway. I don't like to hustle products, but this is the time of year that I like to make gift suggestions. And I could say, for instance, before we ring that bell, mojoacademy.org for books there. There's a book there that will change your life, and there are books there that are fun, such as the collection of risque 1960s Bev naps, cocktail napkins. That is a good one. That's a nice, fun, unoccult one. Although the effect of laughter is magical, And then there's a magic-works.com, which is the main website, magic-works.com. You go there and click on occult jewelry, and you'll see some beautiful stuff there. And that gets shipped out from the manufacturer, who is running a sale now. Blast them. They're taking food off my table. But no, I like saving people money. So if you go to magic-works.com and look at the occult jewelry, remember that's magic with a K, CK at the end, and you go to occult jewelry, you'll see some beautiful stuff there that can enhance your life. So here we go. We are now in sacred space, and I will pull back the magical windows curtain for Audrey in Oceanside, California. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hello.
Hi, Audrey. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. What can I look at for you?
I'm hoping to get insight into like career and and relationships.
Okay, I want to ask you one question first. Have you recently have you been in a relationship that didn't work out?
Yes.
Because the first card I got, and I got this just when you said relationship, is the Three of Swords, and that is what that's about. It's about a relationship that didn't work. It shows us a heart pierced by three swords and crying, and so it was not a good experience, is what this is saying. It's the kind of thing that if it's marriage, this would indicate divorce. It's a breaking up. If you wanted to look at the condition of an entire nation, that card would indicate civil war. So it's not very good. On the other hand, the next card is the Queen of Swords, and the swords are about mental activity. And the royal cards here, the court cards, indicate the formation of ideas. And this is telling me that you're in the process of seeing life in a new way, that your thoughts are changing, that you're growing in terms of the way you see the world. Do you feel that happening?
Yeah, I've felt that way over the last few months.
Yeah, a lot of us have been forced to feel that way, that's for sure. But too many people fight that. But what I see is that it's happening with you, and it's not in the beginning stage. It's in a stage where it's taking formation. So it's not just nebulous; it's coming together. But you're just working this out now. The next two cards
Yeah,
are
I'm trying to.
well, you're doing it. That's the important thing. So the cards are saying you're succeeding. The next two cards are also about relationships. These are cup cards. The Four of Cups is a card that I really like getting in these readings because it's mysterious in a way. It's about somebody being interested in you, and this person has not made their intentions known yet. That's the way I interpret. There are many different interpretations of this card, but that's one that really resonates with me when it turns out to be a romantic type question, because it shows a person contemplating the state of their emotional existence, and there's a cloud next to the person, and a hand is coming out offering a new cup, and the person doesn't see it yet. So it means that something unexpected is coming. Good too. Because the next card is the Page of Cups. That's a court card. And the Page of Cups, like the swords were about new ways of thinking developing, this is about emotional and relationship things developing. And the page is the appearance. It's completely developed. This is telling me that there is a relationship headed your way, and it's very likely going to be somebody who has an eye on you and is interested in you, but hasn't made that known yet. There's just a little bit. I have the Three of Rods here, which is rods are career, but in this context is about waiting for something to appear. So I think that from these cards, what I'm seeing is you went through a bad experience. You're thinking differently now. You're growing and shifting in your perspective and your mind. Your mind is growing, and that's important. And because of that, there's going to be something good coming in terms of a relationship, but it still's got a little bit time to go. But it's on the way, because that's what you're doing. Okay?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I've not had really good relationships, and I actually lost one of my exes recently. So yeah, I definitely am thinking differently.
Well, you're. Let me see if I can get one more card. Okay, well, this is a good one. What's coming is coming sooner than I expected. It's the Eight of Rods, and that's about this. What you're doing is happening. It's not only happening, but it's in its final stages, which means that it's going to come through to you very soon. So keep an eye out for somebody who may seem interested in you that you haven't really paid attention to. Okay.
Okay, I will.
But you're coming. You're. The main thing here is that this whole painful stuff that happened is not only behind you, but good stuff is ahead of you. Oh gosh, I just got the card the card that I just got is one I would have hoped to get earlier, the Six of Swords. which this is why the tarot cards spook me sometimes. The Six of Swords. Swords, again, it's mental activity. And this shows a person on rough waters pushing a little boat to calm water. And the accepted meaning of this is that you are getting from where you are to where you want to be through your own efforts. And that verifies what I said about the Queen of Swords, is that you're doing this. You're actively going into a new direction with the way you're operating your thoughts in your mind. So keep it up. It's working. It's good for you, okay?
Great. It sounds promising.
Beautiful. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
My pleasure. Bye-bye. And let's shuffle the cards. You're listening to, I don't even know if I mentioned this earlier. I was so focused on what I was saying at the end of October, and then I vanished. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with me, Reverend Elliot, on the Ask One Radio Network, where we have been for over 10 years now, getting together. I think this month is my 11th anniversary. We've been getting together every year. Snap out of it. Every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. You can go to askoneradio.com. Look at the archive for the masochists among you for well over 300 back editions of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, going back to the very beginning, when I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know if this would work. I had never read tarot cards for people through machinery. I had no idea at all. And now here I am, and I've been doing it now coming up on nigh unto 11 years. And